We're live.
Are you telling me that you don't want me to talk about composting while we're live?
No. Instead, we should be discussing the Eberron
No!
Talk Show Hour, featuring Nulls and the Znir Pact. Znir Pact.
How do you spell that?
Z-N-I-R. There should be a vowel there, but there isn't because Nulls.
I is a vowel.
Z-N. Znir.
What's that sound?
There should be a vowel before the E, or before the N and after the Z.
Because that's just not how human mouths work.
Yeah, well, they're not humans, are they?
No, that's why I said because Nulls.
I feel like you're being pretty judgmental of the hyena folk. I think you deserve whatever rock till sends your way.
Alright, so where were we?
We were dying.
No, you were doing
we were
the
all
opposite
getting
of that.
feasted on
Okay.
by a vampire.
No, you were being feasted on by a hag mind flayer. That's where we were. Okay, so
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The joy. Good thing we didn't use our spell slots in the paladin, eh?
Yep. I've used exactly one spell slot, and that was for invisibility.
okay,
+2 sword.
noted. All right, so wait, crap. What time is it? No, I know, but where's the moon? The moon is almost over the edge. Wait, you have?
It was almost over.
Yeah, today is day 51, so it's almost over the horizon.
Yes.
We need to get a dry erase lunar calendar and just like mark
The problem is it doesn't actually work the way it should because the planet isn't rotating as it should. Like, I have an idea of what it looks like. That maybe if you talk to an astrophysicist in D&D world, he can explain how it doesn't make any sense. But I guess it works this way now for no reason. Okay. Okay. So you traveled to Carvahall last time, passing through South Selm, which seemed to be on edge and very defensive of a city. Nothing terrible had happened to them yet. You made your way through South Selm, did some dealings, spent the night, bought some stuff, sold some stuff, and then you eventually made it to Carvahall, where you found it under attack by a Periton. You quickly dispatched the Periton, found that the town had been defended by a Arakokra vampire spawn, where is he right now? Also, did I give him a name?
He was just in an alleyway.
He just kind of chilling nearby.
What was
Yeah.
his name?
Did I give him a name?
You did.
I feel like you did.
Google it.
You didn't. I asked, and there was no name given.
Okay, so I was needing a name but didn't have one. Okay. Alright, so, or rather, he didn't yet give it to you.
Yeah.
So he's skulking in an alleyway because he's a freaking vampire to do, and coming down the road that you came down towards Carvahall, you saw what appeared at first to be a hag, who revealed herself to in fact be a mind flayer and a hag. She was so it is very dark. The most of the light that comes around here, because the light of the moon is being blocked out by the many mountains, most of the only light that's coming around here is coming from the city of Carvahall itself. A few torches. It's very dim, unfortunately. Most of you have dark vision, either naturally or through an owl. So you're able to make out the surroundings, but it is a very dark place. And this, standing probably a couple, like 120-ish, 150 feet away from you, is this shadowy figure she has just taken off her hood to reveal several squirming tentacles and a blue elongated head that appears almost slightly, it glistens very, very lightly in the light coming from Carvahall. So the four of you are all standing. You were standing front and center.
The three of them were standing in the center. I was off on the side,
No.
invisible.
I went behind a house.
Right.
Because he said the fear had taken over.
But you have the shield on, remember?
No, I don't.
You don't have the shield on?
No.
Oh, okay. Yes. So you're
Behind a house.
hiding behind a house. Back a ways. And so and then the two of you are up front?
I would as loud as I could in Orcish yell out, "Stay hidden."
And then I'm a little bit behind her.
Okay. Alright. So then all of you felt a voice whisper into your minds, "I mean you no harm."
Alright guys, let's just come on out then. It means us no harm.
I don't move.
Really? Almost like that phrase means fucking nothing.
She seems to
Oh, I'm fine.
have stood still. She still is holding her cane in one hand. Can you give me a wisdom?
I'm not looking at it, or
You're not
I'm
looking.
completely behind a
Okay.
completely behind a cabin or whatever the huts things that.
So you're not within any kind of yeah.
I'm not within any sight. I'm not within any
line of
effect
effect.
of a spells.
Yeah.
Looking through my
My thought
owls.
is just for your own personal fear.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for. Because right now Augie is feeling terrified for a reason Augie himself doesn't quite know.
Yep.
Okay. Just to measure how well he gets over his own fear. So while that's happening,
Looking through my owl's eyes won't stop invisibility, right?
no, you're not casting spell or anything.
Okay. Just curious.
So Augie is still.
Yep.
He doesn't quite know why he's scared.
But
It-
I am not moving.
Yeah, he's staying where he is. It's an odd feeling for Augie, like why he's suddenly so scared of this thing that he doesn't quite recognize, but at the same time feels like he knows in a terrible way.
Do I know anything about mind flayers?
You would there are stories about mind flayers of like creatures stealing people's minds. Like there would be legends of them. Whether or not they actually exist is kind of up in the air, but you would know that they are creatures that are said to abduct people and eat their brains.
So I don't know like how they breed or
You wouldn't know any particular details.
okay. Because that looks like a mix between two horrible things, and I'm not entirely sure how it came to be.
After another moment, you can hear her speak into your minds again. I know why you came here. You were told someone would be here for you. There's been a change in plans.
I speak at like normal volume and say, where is she?
The one you call mother is far from this place.
And you are?
I do not have a name.
And you came here on her orders?
We were both ordered by the same.
I got this.
Do we know she's a hag?
You would.
Okay.
The masters down below.
But no one else.
It would be a reasonable inference from having seen the sea hags that this is a similar kind of creature, but it's definitely not a thing you could. It's not something that anyone else would know.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Masters down below.
You may call them that.
What do you want?
You may call him that. That's what she says.
Okay, there's an individual. Let's name him Derek.
Wait.
Yes, his name is Derek.
Go ahead. Can I have Augie give me another fear save?
You'll get it eventually. There you go.
19.
So you're scared. Let's put that to the side right now and focus on not dying.
Yeah, I'll pull out that mimic or the bow.
Mimic bow.
Yeah, or it would still be in
Wait, what form do you want it to be in?
probably bow form.
Yeah, so it's very easy to grab. Kind of
Gotcha.
sticks to your hand, ready to go.
And just have it ready.
Okay.
Still behind the building.
Are you gonna peek around, or you're gonna remain out of any line of effect?
Out of line of effect.
Okay.
I know about flares, right? Is this are mind flares something that?
Give me a nature check. You could. It's not a guarantee.
15, 16.
Whatever one works best as far as like intelligence is concerned.
18.
18? Yeah. Yes. So they're mind flayers. Again, they're very, very old. Some people don't think they exist anymore. They are known for a long, long time ago wreaking havoc across the plains, and then they went away.
And it's reasonable to believe that they're not up this plane.
You would have some bare essentials of like a proper mind flayer. An elder brain wouldn't be, but the
children would.
your mind flayer given things they're creatures that have been transformed.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't want to be anywhere in line of sight of this thing, so.
Okay. Once again, she says
And she's able to say it to the people who aren't in line of sight as well.
yes.
Ugh. That's gross.
Communication is different from casting a spell.
Okay.
Some different kinds of barriers work differently when it comes to just communication versus trying to hit you with a spell.
I'm also assuming because she's not just a mind flare, there's also some weird magic in there.
There is, yes. But it's not going to counteract the lines of effect as far as spells are concerned. She says to the group of you, "You are here because you are heroes."
That is a bold assumption.
Augie kind of likes that. He's tried his best.
Bronwyn doesn't say anything, but she's kind of like,
You. Wait. There are always heroes. There's always the group of people who will rise in a time of crisis. And it seems you are it. She pauses like she's waiting for you to say something, but no one says anything, and so you can tell it's just
What am I supposed to say?
it's just like
Yeah, you're right though.
she obviously isn't very good at reading people. All across this plane, things are happening. Divisions, wars, deaths. But there is a threat greater than any of that you have been chosen to deal with.
By who?
Fate.
Do I know if I think to myself, if she can hear it?
After a quick experiment, you try and feel you try and think something for yourself, and then you try and think something to her, and you can feel the difference between the two. It is if you want, it's a voluntary two-way street. So you can send stuff to her, but she's going to be sending stuff to you that you can't block.
Gotcha.
Unless you could try and block it out if you wanted to fortify your mind, if you want to. But right now it's just communication.
Gotcha.
But she doesn't seem to be reading your mind, just communicating. Fate, with some help,
what do you want?
what we want is for you to save the world.
That's what, to clarify, that is the wish of you, Mother and the master below.
Derek.
Derek. No, I don't name him Derek. That'd be fucked up.
It's his name now.
That's
You
what I
said-
said. That's
you
what
said,
I said.
That's what you
That's
said.
what I said.
She, the one you call Derek.
I'm sorry, I'm taking this serious moment. I'm just dragging through mud.
His
The
name's
one
Derek now.
you call Derek. Why are you writing this down?
His name's Derek.
I don't know if that's better or worse than Naked Birdman.
Has many plans, and as a being existent in this world, he has a vested interest in not ending it.
Define save the world.
There is a creature approaching. I believe you have heard of it. You may call it an omen.
And Derek wants us to kill Omen.
No. You can't kill something of that power. You simply must forswear it from coming. But you can't do that. It would be impossible for such lowly individuals to take on something of such cosmic power. But you do have an ability. I charge you with uniting this plane against those that would seek its destruction.
So, instead of going to people of higher power who have actually defeated Omen before, you decided to... No, sorry. Your almighty master,
Derek.
Derek,
Your almighty master, Derek!
decided to find us so that we can convince the people who can actually do something about it to take care of it. This seems like we're an
Like,
unnecessary
no
middle
offense,
step.
but have you seen us?
No, all offense.
All offense. I'm not there.
Derek has existed for longer than you can imagine. Your entire life is but a breath compared to his.
And yet,
He
the
has seen.
Vagrants succeeded,
he-
and Nessun succeeded.
No, they didn't.
I mean,
If they did, we wouldn't be in this mess.
they sealed him away for a time.
The elf is correct.
I mean, he could have destroyed the world last time, but he didn't. I feel like that's pretty successful.
They put a band-aid over the thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not as good as putting the lost arm back, but I mean, it's better than
Hey!
What happened last time was indeed unsuccessful. The amount of power at hand was uncalibrated and improper. Derek has chosen you not because of any reason you can see, because he has seen pattern.
What the fuck did we do?
Would you be
over-
able to inform him that is, until he gives us a better name, that is how we will refer to him?
He feels no offense.
Cool. His name's Derek. I'm not there.
Mortals do not concern themselves
We
with
can
the
assume-
opinions of ants.
Everything that she's saying is being broadcasted to all of us.
Yeah, the four of you.
So
If you're saying a thing,
can we talk to each other through this method while
No.
she's there?
well, yes, but she hears it.
Right. But I just want to
Yes,
make sure.
that's been the
I just want
presumption.
to make sure that everyone knows his name's Derek.
Yes, everyone. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good.
She rebroadcasts that.
Good. His name. I mean, she's been calling him Derek, so it doesn't fucking.
Excellent. uniting this,
This
this plane,
game.
correct?
Time and time again, in every plane imaginable,
Wonderful.
there have been crises and there have been challenges, and time again, a group of heroes has risen up to stop them. They may not be the most powerful or the most apt for the role, but there always is a group.
So you could say it's almost an infinite crisis?
Unfortunately, it does not quite reach the level of an infinite number of crises.
So have you come to bestow us with infinite cosmic power, or...
No, just an infinite goal.
You gotta get a genie for
Information.
that.
What'd you say?
We gotta get a genie for that.
I have come to bestow you with information and gifts
Or dice.
Gifts?
to prove our interest and desire for cooperation.
And will we be receiving any more difficulty from Ceres?
Everything she has done has led us to this point. If that is what you call difficulty, then so be it.
I feel like she didn't
That's
have
a yes.
to enslave a bunch of orphans, and she didn't have to threaten mine and my party members' families. She could have just, asked us.
That really felt like a thing that she did for kicks.
Probably. Also, she didn't have to fucking kill anything.
It brought us to this point, I knew.
But if she didn't threaten, would we have made haste so fast?
We were
Visibly
coming
shaking
here
my head.
anyways.
If she didn't do what she did, we wouldn't have had to take a boat across to the other continent and waste weeks doing
If she
coming
didn't,
back.
yeah, then I wouldn't have had to buy my own fare to get to another continent after you.
Most mortals cannot ever know what would have happened, only what did and what didn't.
Sure you can. Just read books. Books
I-
tell what could, what will, and what won't happen.
So you're gonna leave my mother alone, is what I'm hearing.
Did I make the mind flare speechless?
Temporarily, like I want to say something to that, but like you do get a awkward silence telepathically speaking. As of
Yeah.
Well done.
As of now, there is no significant reason to threaten their well-being. Although that may not apply for every entity on this plane. Map time.
What information did you want to give us?
A state of affairs. A summary of the conflicts across these few continents, which I charge you with stopping. Because
we need more quests.
just you wait.
Oh god.
Y'all remember when we met the entirety of Certivagra's council? It's that, but like with quests.
Nice.
Before I go into a explanation, I would simply like to state the reason. No one group of mortals can stop Omen. They could not last time, they cannot this time. Only united could they perhaps put a slowing or stopping to his consumption. And that is why I charge you with the defense by means of unification of the mortal races.
Out of character. Guys, we all need a multi-class bard.
I would love to, but charisma score is not where it needs to be. And I'm not gonna spend
needs-
every single
Who needs
ability
charisma?
score increase to get to Bard.
Technically, that's an optional rule.
It is technical.
Is it an optional?
Well, multi-classing is an optional rule, but no, I see. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. So then she kind of renders a small map of the world to each of you. Ahem. And begins in the west. She says, "In Vertham, the dwarves shall soon be united under their own ruler. No further action should be required there.
So I didn't mean to read
The
that.
dwarves, they good.
Although no further action will be required there, and the
Is it
dragons
under
of
one ruler?
yeah,
As opposed to, it seemed like, there's different rulers or multiple rulers of the dwarves.
their current political status is in flux, but within the next few weeks it should have evened itself out. Fortunately, the dragons of Nerldrothen,
Dragons.
the dragons of Nerldrothen will be fed for many, many years.
By what's feeding them?
The dragon hunters that are going in there now. It will satiate the dragons, but open
So
up
we just lose a bunch of dragon hunters. That's cool.
but open up a different problem on the eastern coast, which is dragons.
On
That
the east? Okay, of Grash.
the eastern coast of Grash. There have been mounting problems with dragon attacks. That is something that we believe is remediable.
By starving the dragons in Roldathan.
Whatever means you choose to get unification.
Is that why
Guys,
the
we can
fairy dragon
decorate
was
the
lying to
entire
people?
ship with dragon skulls.
Yes.
I don't want our ship to sink.
Hear me out. Dragon Hunter School. Train the next
Yes.
generation.
Yes!
Yes.
So you mean just a ranger conclave?
Well, if you put it that way, I don't want to do
Hunter
it
and
anymore.
or monster slayer.
Exactly. They have those conclaves already. It's called hunters and monster slayers.
Presently,
Bunch of fucking druids.
the Seelie and Unseelie courts are in a rising conflict. What with the change in the moon and the sun breaking. old
Okay, so the
bonds.
Feywild is affected by this too?
The Feywild is the change in the moon is affecting the Feywild.
But she said she wanted
The
us
day,
to...
the time of day is iffy, but the fact that the moon is so drastically off cycle is breaking
So,
old bonds.
are we counting the other planes as needing to be united? Because that's why I verified that it was just this plane.
Oh.
Or do you mean
she'll
realm?
clarify. Oh, yes, I forgot you counted them as separate. Yes, this grouping of planes.
That's so much more work.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at least they have to go
Do you
home,
see why we
right?
haven't made it to Nesson's
Yeah.
Tower yet?
We have to get to level 20 something.
See?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't believe you guys, but this shit really does
And I
follow
honestly
you.
don't think you,
Yeah.
at least I'd get to go home.
Shit like this just falls in our lap and we're just like,
but
fuck, okay.
I don't think you guys would make it through alive right now. At least with your memories intact.
That may not be the best option, but
It's
So
option
the
number
Seelie-
3
Seelie
though.
and Unseelie.
the Seelie and Unseelie bonds are broken and being made. What with the change of the moon, opening conflicts old and new. Fortunately, what was it? Fortunately, one of Keith. What was his name?
Catherine?
No.
Derek?
Derek. Thank you.
Derek.
Fortunately,
How did you
one of-
forget Derek?
One of Derek's daughters, the one who weds the Krakens.
Wait,
Will-
wait a second.
The Queen.
Those are his daughters.
Yes.
By birth? she's a mind flayer too.
No, she's a tiefling.
Yes.
What's going on?
Oh, it's weird shit.
There's a concept known to mortals. I'm not sure if you're familiar. Adoption?
Yeah.
And what is the third?
She is stabilizing things far from here. On the other side of this round ball. As opposed to those square balls you find so often.
I kind of like the triangle ball, so.
They're good. They're
What the fuck?
Okay.
Fortunately, the queen.
Wait, she's wed to a kraken? I thought the
Yeah.
kraken was her baby.
She's a Sahagwin.
I thought she was no. I thought she was wed to the merfolk dude.
The answer is yes.
Oh god.
She has a harem, it's fine.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
She is no longer planning on invading Laria.
Alas.
That
Thank God.
was a ploy of ours. That recent events have changed.
Can I insight check her?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I want. 8.
No.
Fuck yeah.
10.
I mean,
I have a
it's you're not quite sure how psychic stuff works, but it seems pretty hard to lie when you're like rubbing minds.
There's,
No.
well, it seems I guess it would be hard to read any cues from that.
It's also
Like,
pretty hard to
Insight
tell.
check is trying to read facial cues or ticks or tells
In this
or
case,
something
it's,
like
it's
that.
basically just realm of speech, and it does seem like her speech is.
Been the same the entire way through.
She doesn't seem to be giving any intonation,
Mhm.
so it's very difficult to tell if or what she's telling you is true.
Can you tell me who's if the people or who's in charge of the summer court and who's in charge of the Gloam court? You can get me the names later. I just want to have them written down. Just making
There
sure they're
is-
still the same as when I left lots of years ago.
The rulership of the Fey courts have not changed.
Okay.
Merely their willing and ableness to act on their aggressions.
Well, the summer court's going to be bugged.
Could you lift it a bit higher?
She then basically she's been sweeping her attention from west to east.
Mm-hmm.
She comes up towards Vagra. Unfortunately, in the northwest of this continent, there has been an outbreak from the depths.
The drow, I assume.
Armies of drow have broken through to the surface. They besiege.
Which direction did we send your friend?
That way.
Yep.
They besiege the
And Zaza
holy
went somewhere
cities.
else. I'll never remember that name even if I have it written down.
They besiege the holy city in the northwest, and they make their way south towards the merchant city of Recruit.
Good.
And they make their burning and pillaging in their path.
Milesville just isn't catching a fucking break. Jesus.
Yeah.
She
seriously.
continues in the northeast.
Mintoff, sorry.
Fiend hunters have been recalled to Holmdom, leading to mass breakouts of fiendish attacks. Death.
They've been what?
The fiend hunters have been recalled to Holmdom.
That is not good.
Those are the guys that hunt orcs, right? Or
No. those are
Holmdom's
the
the
Holmdom's the capital.
yeah, the one place that they
But the
went on
fiend
orc.
hunters are demon hunters.
She continues, Kelding, aside from starvation setting in far too soon, seems alright. Although there are armies gathering in the deeps of the Central Sea.
Uh-oh.
And down here in Boss, you know of this. Vampiric influences, long sleeping, have awoken again with harsh prejudice. no longer confined to their homes by the fear of day. Then
By central seat, you meant
this one.
yeah, the middle one.
Yep.
Oh no.
And finally, South Sound. There is a planar portal of worrying specification beginning to open far above the city. In addition to the fiends in the northeast, there is also a mounting number of undead from the dead forest beginning to move south on their creators. In Nessen's Tower.
Well, at least someone's telling us to go there.
From or towards?
Towards their creators. In Nessen's Tower.
Wait. Can you show me the map again?
Northeast. Nessence Tower is Forest of the Dead.
No doubt.
I'm gonna kill Elkir if I find him
Doubt
over there.
enhanced by the population of fiends. What you do and how you do it.
So are we just ignoring the other continent?
For now, we will be able to keep that state.
How fares the area? I understand the Sahagwin Queen is no longer pressing an attack against them, or mounting an attack, but how are the elves there? The ones in the city, the ones in Azarir, the ones actually in the capital.
With the endless night on the material plane, darker things from the Feywild are breaking through.
By darker, can you explain? Would I know of any of them?
You would?
Or would I have read about any of them?
You-
Because I have never hunted in the Feywild.
You would have known about some of these. Many hags, their minions, and dark plant folk corrupted.
Like
And
before? Like the shadow things.
They are distinct. However, those shadows are also returning. Things devoid of magic, sucked from their essence by omen. Things that cannot coexist on such a magical place as the Feywild. That will, given enough time and effort, destroy the plane.
Hey, so Derek is like pretty powerful, right?
He is powerful in thought.
So he can't fix the sun.
He asked me to give you a special message regarding that.
Oh, fuck.
Hey guys, fuck you.
He warned you to be cautious with that artifact, and he rues the day he brought it to this realm.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's almost like it's just.
You said you have gifts for us.
Gifts to prove our goodwill towards you.
I'm sorry. Like, me just writing the quote, Derek.
Look,
Oh.
she was looking for any kind of like the
Looking
master
boy.
below worked. Derek worked. Calling him Phineas also would have worked. She didn't care.
Was that the name you were gonna give him?
I didn't have a name.
Oh.
She didn't have a name. There was no name for him. He doesn't have a name. Derek works. Derek's his name now, if you want to call him
Derek
that.
from The Good Place.
Yes.
Okay,
I wanted to show him so long.
she kind of for Bronwyn. We would offer you a guarantee that so long as you are on a mission so described, no great ill will befall your town. For Einir, we offer you the chance for revenge.
On who?
The one you call Mother.
I do that motion while invisible.
they offer you the chance, which means
They-
we can and will fuck it up a second time.
They offer you their sister.
For Yidrissa.
Even you forgot her name.
Yes, for Yidrissa.
Do you mean Idrissa?
Is it Yidrissa?
Yes.
Whatever. She says it correctly because she's speaking to you mentally. We offer you a chance to feel. And
Oh boy, do I get a heart
for
or do I get a
Octarnians,
brain?
we offer you your memory.
Oh,
And then
cool.
you actually can't see this, but she pulls out, kind of reaches into her cloak and pulls out what looks like a glowing blue, almost like sliver of thread.
Is it a thought strand?
Thought strand.
Hot damn, we are getting gifts. I'll miss you most of all.
You really did get
Koto.
You really did get a brain. I got a heart.
You're gonna get a heart. I'm gonna get a brain.
You're gonna get courage.
Yeah.
I got a knife. And
Don't
someone
worry,
You
Mr.
did a
Tin Man. I'll miss you
house
most of
key?
all.
What does Icar get?
What does Icar get?
Yeah.
What does Icar get?
Who?
The lizard.
And what does Horse get?
What does Horse get? Horse is behind them, I would assume.
No, horse is not moving. As stated last session, horse is staying where he's staying,
He was-
frozen in fear. You said he was frozen in fear.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. I have these things that I know.
Like I tried to drag him behind
Horse-
with me,
horse.
but he didn't move.
Stay still. She kind of, your small animal creature shall be our point of contact.
And you won't hurt it. Her.
She shall suffer no harm from us.
Hey Kurt, do you want to be a messenger to save the world?
Is food?
Yes.
And
Perfect.
so you're still hiding behind the building?
Yep.
Okay. Kind of. Is there anything else?
The steed.
I point towards Horse. She can't see me. Fuck.
The horse with the deadpan look in his eyes.
He might not actually
Do
be
you
a
not
horse.
see him?
He's right there.
I don't.
I point anyway.
For the steed you speak of, I'm sure we can come to a suitable arrangement.
Oh no, he's from he's Batista from. If he stays incredibly still, he can't be seen.
Oh my god.
I can't remember his name for some
fuck.
reason.
Drax
Drax, yes.
from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Yeah. My favorite movie.
She's like telepathic. She can feel where you are by your mind.
Can you tell the queen I say hi?
He is Drax.
We will pass on your message.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with your assignment and why you have it?
Well, you gave us a bunch of information, but you didn't really give us any job.
I
She gave us lots of
counted
jobs.
at least 9 jobs there.
Your
Yeah.
task.
Gave
I
us a
counted
lot
at
of
I
things.
have given you sources of conflict which may tear this world apart, and it is your job to stop it.
Okay.
through whatever means you deem fit.
That's what I was looking for.
That is your task. And should you fail, you fail with the entirety of the world. Of this
Fun.
world. Any further questions?
But we can do it afterwards. It's gonna be mental.
So you want us to go
Okay.
kill the vampires, right?
That's not what she said.
If you believe the vampires would better unify boss, then support them. If you don't, then kill them. If you don't care, then do nothing.
Okay.
All we require is that the world of mortals will stand united against those that would cause it ill.
Cool. Well, Idrissa, guess we're going to Nessun's Tower.
Fuck.
Oh,
What's
yes.
his name? I'll look back in the meeting.
Derek?
No,
She kind of
I refuse to call
pulls
him
out
that.
the thought string and kind of
Augie.
places it on the ground before.
We could use Einir's shadow back.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Fortunately, it is waiting for you here.
Fuck.
We have had some words with it.
Did Derek have words with it?
As it was on its way across the ocean to follow you, the Queen was able to intercept it for us.
Can't believe I fucking trying to follow us across the ocean. Like I get it.
Yeah, we got 10 things.
Yeah,
I
I
only counted 8.
It depends on what you break down as a thing or not
That's
a thing.
fair. Like
Yeah,
the
fair enough.
dwarves, I didn't count as a thing.
I didn't count this as a thing either.
I didn't
I've
either.
got East Grahash, Celia and
11.
Unseelie,
Mhm.
Surdevegra,
Mhm.
Northeast Vertham, Keldine for starvation, the Central Sea, Boss,
Oh, okay.
Southtown,
I
Oh,
didn't
I
really
didn't-
count
Undead.
Kelving.
Laria.
Kelving.
I feel like
got
starvation's a
11 of them.
biggie.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I feel like also the
12
shit.
actually, because I didn't get the I didn't put down the things coming out of the Feywild into Laria. But yeah, dwarves united under one ruler, dragons gorging on hunters.
I'm not counting the dwarves. 1,
Oh.
2, 3.
The shit in McCrew is also important. The
That's not a thing.
the thing with
No longer attacking Laria.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
what-
What is it?
Not a
So
bad
Hogwarts
thing.
Queen no
3.
longer attacking Laria.
She said that was something.
4.
She called it a ploy they had
5.
set up that is no
6.
longer required or possible.
7,
Okay.
8, 9.
Falling
Plus,
ocean
I
temperatures.
didn't add in
It's not
the
good for fish.
monsters coming from the Feywild into Laria. So 11 then. We'll get rid of Sahagwin Queen. We'll get rid of dwarves uniting.
We also
Still,
have
I think
the,
there's something to be known about the dwarves uniting.
We also have the purse. I don't know if it's just that one guy. I'm assuming it's not. But in McCrew, the leader of the Church of Yandala, who actually worshipped Umberly, which tried to have me killed.
Alright, so hear me out.
Might not be as
Drow are
important.
marching
But
on Recruit.
I said might not be as
She'll be
important.
retreating
Just
a little
let
bit
it happen.
while maintaining a little bit of safety.
I also want to ask about
I
where
would
Nimbus
prefer
is.
that the city
If
isn't
she has
destroyed
talked to her
completely.
yet,
It seems
to see if she's on any jobs.
Nimbus is not part of the fated heroes. We have not spoken to her.
What about Ryzen? or the monk dude?
Both of them are the same.
Or
There.
Cardiff.
What about Cartith?
Cardiff?
I don't remember how to
Cardiff.
say her name.
With a D.
I
Cardiff.
say with a T.
So when you ask for each of them, you ask about Nimbus.
Ryzen, Nimbus,
Nimbus.
the monk dude that was here but then gone.
Nimbus is not one of the chosen ones. We've had no communication with her. Ryzen is not here. Is not a chosen one. We've had no communication with him. That monk person was not one of the chosen.
We don't
We've
even know
had
his
no
name.
communication.
I
It started
have
with
it
an
written
A.
down.
It started with an A.
Cardiff was
Um,
not one of the chosen either.
Cosette.
Cosette. It started with a C. Okay. But where is she? And
But you've had communication with her.
she kind of fell into Omen, didn't she? With the little black focus and everything, and
That is not an insurmountable pit.
okay. I don't know what you mean by that.
Not world ending.
that fate is not irrevocable.
Oh, so she can be brought back.
And I will tell you that she has.
There we go. That's the information.
Did you guys tell me about Cardiff?
I would have.
Yeah.
When
And
we were
is
going
she
over the
coming
entire.
back with a vengeance?
It is not extremely likely that she would want to kill any of you. You knew her. She acted from intelligent self-interest, which would align with the goal of not dying from the end of the world.
Fair enough.
I love how when you type in moat, like it's supposed to be spelled,
Does
it
say
autocorrects
might?
to more.
More? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. So she's kind of waiting there, facilitating a small amount of psychic communication. Do you guys want to be making any kind of plan of what the heck's gonna happen next?
I assume Nesson's tower.
You mentioned that Icar will be used as a means of communication.
If we wish to communicate with you, we will do so through.
What if we wish to communicate with you?
Then
I near
nothing of
consent.
relevance would be said.
Hmm?
If anything of relevance would be said, we would be saying it to you.
This is basically like a CIA thing where they send a operative out and they're like, "Don't contact us, we'll contact you."
Based on the information that you've given us, are there any that you deem of more importance than the others? Or are they all equally destructive?
My only piece of advice would be that some problems will mount in difficulty and significance with time, and some problems are, as you are right now, nearly insurmountable. Make your priorities with care. We don't want you dying.
I don't think we have anything else to say to her.
No.
Monsters are escaping the Feywild into Laria. Will they be escaping into, say, Boss? Or
Unlikely, boss. Perhaps the southwest part of Vertham.
South Sound.
Not nearly the
You
south.
mentioned that there was a portal over South Sound, but wasn't there one in the water as well?
That
Yeah,
portal
I-
does not lead to the Feywild or to any other of this group of planes.
Oh shit, okay.
Where does it lead?
Exactly our thought. We have suspicions, but we cannot know.
What are your suspicions?
We cannot tell you.
what of the Ganassi?
What?
How are they faring? Their planes, their the portals to their plane. The barrier between our world and theirs.
birth rates of Genasi have been decreasing slightly. Wait, decreasing? No. Yeah, decreasing slightly as the barriers between the planes becomes stronger. Those Genasi left trapped in their own plane have increased slightly.
Are they jumping?
They're bowling.
Why did they have
Why? You didn't tell us you own a bowling alley.
No, they have a desk upstairs. What can they do?
No, they're just being somebody up there.
Probably.
Where's the fucking money?
On a side note, did anyone else see the Nintendo Play truck?
Yes,
Outside,
we
yeah.
mentioned it while we
Why
when
the
we
fuck
came
is it there?
There's a party.
Oh.
It's
mean,
got
that's cool
Luigi
as fuck.
Mansion on the side of it.
Oh yeah. Where? How far down the street was it?
Like 2 doors down.
Yeah. I'd almost say 3 doors down because it's a band.
Oh god.
Crap, I lost it.
Don't worry, you'll remember by the time she's left. But since we have nothing of importance to share with them, apparently.
Bronwyn,
Yes.
pay special care to advice from your patron. He knows much and is of good use to us and you.
I'm just behind you guys because I'm invisible and I move behind you guys.
Sure.
Should we mention the shit about the Umberly guy in Recruit who
If you want to.
I feel like that's gonna be an issue because I feel like there was more. There's going to be more.
Well, she never mentioned anything about gods or the churches
I
or
just
any of holy.
I feel like that's going to be an issue in
That's
the future. I'll mention that to her.
Mention what?
The halfling like high priest of Yondala who actually worshipped Umberly, who tried to have me killed, and that might be an issue.
If you return to that city, I don't doubt it would be.
Right.
If you believe he will better unify the city of Recruit, then perhaps you should back him. If you do not, perhaps you should kill him.
I'll help you kill him. Don't worry.
I want to kill him. Very
He can
badly.
feed him to the spiders too.
Bear in mind that this is not a journey of personal gratification. It is a journey for the greater good.
But that doesn't mean we can't take personal gratification out of it.
It does not.
Nice.
There's just a slight, just a tiny bit of just disappointment there.
He's an asshole. That's about all the gratification. Like, that's the only reasons I have for wanting to kill him, but...
Alright, so is that everything everyone...
Unless you have anything else you want to say to them.
Oh, I am, but I'm a slow typer, and everything done over typing is long, so consider what I'm doing has already been done.
Okay.
So she...
So her shadow.
Leave...
Actually, sorry.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god.
That reminds me.
Yes. It will come at due rest tonight, and if all goes as planned, it will not attempt to kill her.
Good to know. Yeah, that's all I got.
Mhm.
She's just like, okay. Okay, sorry.
Nice.
Was that the snake squirm?
Hell yeah. Sneeple
I
squirm.
don't appreciate your tone.
Sneeple squirm.
Do they have a swim speed?
Want to pure bloods?
Yeah, I don't believe they do.
I mean, they should. I think they
By
should.
a lot. They might be too heavy for it. Like
I still think that the Wanty.
there at least should be like a Wanty pure blood water snake.
Yeah. Water sub race.
Hell yeah.
I mean, anacondas are huge as hell, and they can still
Great, yeah.
go out on top of the water.
Yeah, snakes can't drown. Unless you're holding them down.
I've seen
They'll
the
hold
movie
their
with
heads
Ice
above
Cube.
water. They're smart as fuck.
Oh yeah.
That's
right.
terrifying.
That is terrifying.
And then there's water snakes. That literally.
Yeah.
One time, like the only time I ever swam in a lake, I remember like I went underneath the dock and I saw a fucking snake. I'm like, nope, that's enough for me. And then I never got back in the water again.
No, my buddy who was in the Navy watched a dude jump into a big old black pit that was in the water, thinking that was the deep end.
No.
He never came out of it.
No.
Yeah, there is a nest of water moccasins.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died that way.
Oh
What are
god.
those?
Huh?
What are those?
Water snakes. Yeah, they're a type of water snakes. It's
Water snakes are gross.
Oof.
I've seen a water snake one time and I screamed and I ran so fast.
As fast as one does through water.
No, it was like on the edge of the water, so I wasn't
Oh,
even
I
in the water.
see.
Like I just saw it and I was like, no, walk right out of here.
It's not quite related, but we got in a shipment of goldfish, and there was just a tadpole in there, and the tadpole's like this big, and so we think it was probably a bullfrog, and we're trying to grow it in our nursery tank right now.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, so if anyone wants a bullfrog after it's all said and done,
not
no,
really.
thank you.
From good.
The bullfrogs are the ones that go.
Yep.
No, I
Cookie,
don't.
Cookie will scream at it.
My cat would probably actually try to eat a frog.
I would scream at it.
The,
No offense to
the issue with
bullfrogs.
anything that makes noise. And
no offense to
cooking-
bullfrogs. Is
No
not what
offense
you
to
said.
bullfrogs, but
But they're
or
fucking
animal lovers
terrible.
or frog lovers. I used to live in the
Bullfrogs in the
country with
shit.
a small little swampy area behind our house.
Ugh.
You couldn't get to bed after they were croaking.
But whoever adopts it, make sure they name it Jeremiah.
I will not. Yeah, like what gets me, because there's not like cicadas here or anything, but what gets me is the fucking birds in the middle of the night who don't understand that it's the middle of the night, and so they're like chirping away at like 3 a.m. I'm like, motherfucker, the sun's not even out.
Yeah, we have a mourning dove that just sits. I think it just sits in our chimney.
Where's your fireplace?
It's over there.
Oh, that's
on the
right,
other
that's
side
right,
of the
that's right.
And it just screams down our chimney for
Last
like
night
hours at
somebody
a
goes,
Probably
time.
got a
Okay,
nest
then.
up there.
Yeah.
Probably.
That works.
Yeah.
Um,
But
given-
it's only for like
that's-
an hour,
that's
from
how
like
it
3 to
makes
4
sense for
every
given
day, and
what
then it
I know,
leaves.
From
It's
what I can
meaningful.
tell.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
You
it's
guys
like,
better clear that nest out. You're gonna have little baby
like
morning doves
slayers
screaming
are
at all
hive
hours of the
minds.
day.
I didn't think that one could be a hag.
But
It's
They lay eggs.
because it's less of a you can't be both at the same time.
Yeah.
Like there are legends about creatures that can be that way of like the mind flayer that is also the host,
Mm-hmm.
but the rule is they replace the mind.
They are one.
They
All are one. They are. Or
Right.
I am legion. We are legion. Blah blah blah. That kind of thing.
Yeah, and when it comes to the individual, it would be a case of essentially mind swappage.
Gotcha.
It's possible for in rare cases for things like the like it's possible for something to coexist, like a hag and a mind flayer in the same body that is them both, but that would not be the norm.
Gotcha.
cool.
I don't want to meet that one.
All right, I think we're good then. All right.
We have things to discuss with that.
Yeah.
A presence.
She
Knowing that, I'll just walk up from behind the barn, take a vial, and scoop up this liver strand.
okay, it kind of just sits in there. Oh, one second.
Yeah.
I have a
Oh.
picture of it.
Stopper it off. I now have 19 empty vials.
I'm on this.
It looks
Like a pensive thing?
it looks like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's-
not quite the pensive drawing near like the.
No, it is closer to being a thread
Gotcha.
than a
string.
than water.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is more solid than liquid.
Gotcha. Then just gotta bundle it all up.
With your gloves on. Yep.
Yes, with the living gloves on.
All right. So she looks over the lot of you, and then wordlessly puts her hood back up, kind of the tentacles back in, and then
Ew.
turns around and just kind of hobbles away.
If anyone's seen Futurama,
Oh,
the only thing I can think of is Frylock. Just
so that was fucking weird.
what is it?
All right,
Write it as modeled memory.
Do we want to bed down for the? What time is it?
We can stay at my
It's
house.
afternoon. Like it's getting
Okay.
close
Yeah.
to night.
Never mind.
Is your house big enough for all of us?
We'll make room.
I'll set a tent up outside.
I'm correct in assuming we could make room in my
Oh,
house, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna sleep in the corner anyway.
Just given the
so.
size of these huts and the 30 people that are here.
It's
You said her village was like 30 people, right?
yeah. There aren't huts. They're like proper buildings. Like they've been here for years.
Okay.
So they're not nomadic. So they have time
So
to
it's like
properly.
an old pioneer town type thing.
Yeah. Like they're like made of wood buildings. Like they've had enough time to make them pretty nice. Most of the people, as people slowly start kind of like peeking out from doors, you can see it's probably I'm thinking like a fairly rough mix between humans and half orcs.
I would shout to everyone that it's safe now.
Okay.
I know you might want to pop that globe so we can actually see around here.
Yeah, I
It is like
grab it out of my
it's
bag and just.
pitch darkness without the torchlights from the houses and stuff, right?
Yeah, there's no natural source of light.
So it's actual devil sight darkness.
It's devil's eye darkness. It is not dim light like it is usually outside at night.
Nice.
It is like cave night.
I'm looking through my owl's eyes.
Yes.
I have devil's sight.
You have devil's sight.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay. And then there are only two non-human or half orc or full orc people. There's one turtle that kind of is like poking his turtleneck out of the window, and then one. You recognize him as Zadok. The
Another
turtle.
name with a Z.
Great.
I'm gonna fuck that up so many times.
And then the only other of note would be Kensa the Tabaxi, who is kind of also looking out her window with a bow and arrow drawn, her hunting bow.
I feel like it's okay.
But you want to bed down with your mother,
Yeah.
invite your folks in.
I'd be like, Mom,
Yep.
you're gonna stay here tonight, okay?
Of course. Where else would you be staying? You think I'm gonna let you lot just pile up a bunch of tents and I've got a warm house right here? Get inside.
I got my
Told you it would be
blindingly-
fine.
My blinding winter coat.
Does
Does it give a soft glow just with how bright it is?
the
darkness.
drift globe like reflects off of it.
I can assume
Just
she's got a
glows.
fire going, right?
Oh yeah.
I go put Icar by the fire.
It's like one of those stoplight reflectors.
Do we want to discuss our plans tonight and then leave tomorrow?
I think that would be the wisest.
Probably.
Not that
Tomorrow?
it matters. It's not as though we're going to be burning daylight
Mm.
You're gonna be leaving tomorrow?
tonight,
So,
later
I
tonight.
think we can take over.
I-
Tomorrow,
whatever.
tomorrow tonight.
unfortunately,
I think we can take one day R&R.
we were given about 10 different world-saving quests.
We could.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I mean, we can take one day. We don't have to leave right now.
We
can
were
take
given
one
we were
day.
given one and we haven't done it and it's been a month.
We could take one day and decide whether or not we want to dispatch the vampire.
Really?
If
Oh,
you,
I haven't been keeping track of time. Well,
it might be
I've got the days.
wise to take a day because that would give
Oh, yeah,
you
'cause
some
sailing
time
time.
to go around the village And, I mean, clearly they're under protection by our friend Vampire as well as our friend Mind Flayer.
Speaking of,
Eric Cochran.
neither of those people make me entirely secure. We didn't
Which
even
is-
know about this vampire person until he showed up. Well, okay, we saw him at night, but he's a vampire.
The vampire makes me nervous, too.
You said you saw him at night?
He would occasionally show up at night, flying around.
Yeah,
Which
because
is
it's been
why-
night for
It's
like
been night.
12
That's-
days.
That's on Reese.
It might be wise for you to go through your village, set up certain systems to make sure that everyone is safe in a way that you're comfortable with. That would also give us time to potentially find something that's poisonous. That'd be fun.
Yeah. And,
Roman
as-
just kind of gives you a bit of a look like, oh, go ahead and set up systems, make sure everyone's safe. It'd be a shame if someone thought of that first.
And what kind of systems do you have? Are the systems
I-
hiding at night? Because it's night.
I'm supposed to.
Do you
I was
think
the original
that-
system.
Yeah, and then you left. Now you're not the system.
So now the plan is stay inside because, as we all know, vampires can't enter doors unbidden, and Periton don't smell you.
So
from
out of
inside.
curiosity, how do you plan to survive the winter without food?
Without food, we have plenty of food stockpiled. We have nothing but food.
Oh, do you have
The
food
problem,
for years?
the problem comes when that food runs out.
Almost
Should be a
like
couple
staying
of months
indoors
at
all the
least,
time
right?
isn't good.
Do you expect us to go out and plant seeds?
No,
With what
but
sunlight?
You can hunt.
What do you think Kenza does?
Presumably hide in her house, given that that's the system that you've set is in place.
When there's a Periton, or when there's a vampire lurking, or when there's whatever the heck it was that you were talking to, then yes, I think.
Well, the good news, well, I know. But the good news is, as much as I don't like this arrangement,
Face.
those 10 world saving quests, they've offered the village protection if I do them.
Is this from the bloodthirsty vampire or from the alien-looking hooded
Presumably
figure?
both at the same time.
You say bloodthirsty vampire.
At least to the alien.
He was helping, wasn't he?
Still
We-
bloodthirsty.
We
Still
saw
a vampire.
him helping, but he's a vampire.
Oh, and you're a half orc.
And
Yes.
you're rageful half-orc, yeah.
Funny how that works.
But I think the Eric Cochran's cool. I think he's good. I think you don't have to worry about him draining your blood. He said he only eats small animals.
I mean, it definitely seems like he wants to, but he's underpowered.
I mean, I
He's
tempted
under-
him so much.
He's
my
under
nose
strict
was
orders
bleeding from
not
that
to.
fall, and
Yeah, he did say he was under orders not
He
to.
really seemed like he wanted to.
I'd want to meet with him myself before you leave.
I'm sure that can be arranged.
2 platinum pieces and 2 items to look at.
Did we ever determine if
I
Moira's Key was
appreciate that my
magical?
services are worth.
It was not magical.
Okay.
It was like a
At least I
spellcasting focus
paid
style
for your
magic.
services.
I appreciate it. I do.
Oh, no,
This is how I
it was
make
the material
money.
component for
Like you've already got
Steel Wind
gotten
Strike.
the price that
Fun.
the price that
But yeah, it's like worth a couple of gold, but it was not magical.
you
We're gonna
use
keep
Steel
it.
Wind Strike.
Making sure.
So
What's
you-
the material component for Steel Wind Strike?
A weapon worth some number of silver.
Okay,
Gotcha.
I'll go ahead and identify both of those for you. What am I identifying?
The stopwatch
Okay.
that I never had looked at, and then the actually 3 platinum. The stopwatch, the dragon horn, and the sword.
Oh yeah.
Okay, can I do the stopwatch first?
The stopwatch. It is. Oh crap! Now I've got to freaking find the book because you know.
You can just
You
tell me
waited.
later. I paid her. You can just tell me later.
No.
But I would know.
But
and
like,
I wanna
and
know.
also it's just it's easier this way. Okay, I'm just okay. Here we are. Clockwork amulet. This copper amulet contains tiny interlocking gears and is powered by magic from Mechanus, a plane of clockwork predictability. A creature that puts the ear to the amulet can hear faint ticking and whirring noises coming from within. When you make an attack roll while wearing the amulet, you can forgo rolling the d20 to get a 10 on the die. Once used, it's probably can be used again until the next dawn.
Oh, that's neat.
So you just
A
you
weapon
roll a
attack
10 on an
An
attack roll.
attack roll.
You roll a 10 instead of anything else once per day.
So it's like the reliable talent type thing.
And can you do it after you've seen the roll? Or do you have to choose to do it in place of
When
the
you
roll?
make the attack roll, so you just instead of rolling, just I make a 10.
Okay.
It is in place of rolling to forgo rolling the d20 to
Once
get a
per
10 on the die. Once per dawn.
Okay.
Cool.
This
not bad.
this
Once
still
per dawn.
this still recharges because it's Mechanist magic, not like
So
regular
since
magic.
it's once per dawn.
It's dawn on
Oh,
Mechanist.
I see, I see, I
Yep.
see.
So,
Which is a
one
plane
24-hour
so
period.
far removed from the material plane that it doesn't actually it's not going to be affected by some kind of weird magic
Okay.
here.
And then the horn?
Right. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull out the different books. I think
The
all
dragon
these are
horn.
different books.
See, I thought the pocket watch was something different.
That was dragon horn thing. It is. You can, as an action, you can use it to spit biting sand in a 15-foot cone, I believe we said.
Mm-hmm.
Each creature in the area must make a DC 13 Dex save, taking 46 magical piercing damage on a failure, and also if they fail, they are blinded until the start of your next turn. Each time you use it, roll a d10 and add the number of times you have used it since your long rest. If the total is 11 or higher, the horn malfunctions, you take 46 magical piercing damage, and you can't use it again until you finish a long rest.
So roll d10.
You whenever you use it, roll a d10 plus the number of times it's been used today.
Okay.
If the total is 11 or greater, then it hurts you a little bit, and you can't use it again.
Gotcha.
Until next time.
Okay. And then the sword.
The sword is it's a bit of an odd sword. Unattuned, it's just a +1 sword, but you can also tell that it is a semi-mimic. The sword is descended from a long line of selectively bred mimics. It can, as long as you are attuned to it, it is a +2 weapon, and you can, as a object interaction on your turn, cause it to turn into any other vaguely stick-shaped weapon.
Okay.
So from a rapier into a bow, that works.
So it is wooden though.
It is not wood. It is made of mimic. It is an organic material.
Organic material.
It is a magical weapon.
Wood's organic.
It is, yes, but doesn't burn like wood.
Gotcha.
And whenever a target, whenever you hit a target with a melee weapon attack, that target is grappled.
Instantly grappled.
Instantly grappled.
Can I pull it away from it?
You can end the grapple if you would like, same as any other kind of grapple. Gotcha. Requiring no action.
Stab, grapple.
Yes.
Okay.
When you're attacking, you would have to choose to ungrapple to attack again.
Gotcha.
So you might miss your second attack, in which case they're no longer grappled. Yes.
Thank you.
Sure.
Mom, who's running back and forth to boss right now when need be?
Mar.
Okay. If I give you some gold to hire someone, either a ranger, a druid, a cleric, someone who can either cast Goodberry or someone who can cast food and water for when you guys run out of food.
I suggest getting a cleric from Sylvanus. One of the Centaur ladies' clerics. They're nature clerics. They know how to use Goodberry, or they should, and they have more spell slots they can dedicate to it. It's only one level.
So there exists magic where you can feed people.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of magic is that?
Good, don't ask me.
Augie, can you show her?
My magic is different than.
But you can cast Goodberry, right?
Yeah, but it's different than cleric magic.
Right. Well,
I don't know.
What kind of is it?
Don't know.
You don't know.
No clue. I just know I can do it.
What are we talking about?
What kind of magic is? What is it called again?
Goodberry.
Good. But what kind of magic is that?
Nature magic.
Nature magic. So how do you get that?
You would.
I mean, I could
How
train
would
you
do
or set
that?
you on the right path, but
It would require. I mean, would I know roughly?
You have a rough idea.
Okay, it would
of-
require-
Given that you're literally a study master.
I mean, I trained for like 50 years or something like that. 30,
He is an
37.
elf, to be fair.
nature.
It's not incredibly like it is what she's asking a thing that she thinks is reasonable. Doesn't mean it's actually reasonable. It means that this is her opinion.
It's not something that can necessarily be learned. So you could, for good berry, I believe that would be attunement to nature. That would be learning the druidic powers, whether you are focusing primarily on druidic powers or if you are focusing on hunting abilities and with nature as a backup. There are other spells that you can learn if you wanted to pursue clerical means, but those are genuinely of a higher power.
Not if you worship Sylvanus. I can't remember how to say her name. Its name.
Sylvanus.
Their name. But they're typically nature domain, and they can cast good berry.
I was telling her she should, if I give her gold, she could
Nature
maybe
domain doesn't get good berry.
They
have
don't.
No.
have Mar
They get bark skin and
have Mar go to boss and hire someone who can cast either good berry or create food and water, and then
that would be very expensive, but
because of but it could be mutually beneficial if the town's under
they
protection.
get bark skin, spike growth, animal friendship, speak with animals, plant growth, wind wall, dominate beast, grass being vine, insect plague, and tree stride.
It might be.
'Cause I remember
it
thinking
might be
it was
harder
bullshit.
to get someone to hire, especially now since it's going to be harder to grow crops.
Yeah, I consider that too, but also with all the unrest.
It might be worth finding a skilled hunter over a magic user.
Yeah. Because
But if there's
ideally
the animals aren't going to be going on as they would be.
No, they won't be, but you have at least you've got some time before they die off completely, and that's going to be better and cheaper and more reasonable.
We've already got a year's worth of food. Adding a couple of months onto that isn't going to be a long-term solution.
You've got a year's worth of food for everyone right now?
Yeah, winter was coming.
Oh, then they're fine.
We won't be getting more food until the harvest.
It only lasts for a year.
What does?
Oh.
But
How do you know that?
when it magic
I never told you that. I didn't know.
I told.
Oh, you did that.
when
You identified it.
when it comes,
Yeah.
they won't have crops planted when the sun comes back up though, so it's not like they're gonna
But
have
hunting will
instant
be
food. That's true.
well, it'll take some time, but they'll be able to hunt after that. And they'll have the daytime because the Peritons won't be wandering about 24 hours a day.
I have to look at how much food we can get from hunting. That might be doable.
Root vegetables.
Or you might want to just search the wilderness. For
I
a
give her
druid.
my crossbow and my 18 bolts. I'm like, I know you probably won't want to use these, but I'm sure someone.
It's better than Kenton's hunting bow right now.
It would be wise.
I've used it once.
It would be wise to focus more on snares as opposed to, say, a bow and arrow, because things are less likely to move around, but they still have to move around.
You can see for a moment she looked a little irritated, but then she listened to what he said and was like, okay, that makes sense.
Also, I'm sure that this is doable. I don't know because I'm not native to this land at least, but there's probably some person out there who studies nature magic that kind of lives in the woods as a hermit. You might be able to find someone like that.
That would be
A druid.
tricky, but
You
At
might
least
be
you
able to
could
if you
offer
know of
them-
anyone or a medicine man from the orcish village.
we're more
Oh.
likely to encounter somebody like that, and then we can send them this way while we travel.
You don't know of any people that you've seen in the woods? That what's her name? The tabaxi lady?
Kensa.
Kensa. I mean, if she knows
I'll
of
ask her to
anyone
keep
like
her
that.
eyes out for him.
It might be wise to hire a mercenary or a bodyguard, because while the village will be protected, those who are outside the village hunting
Yeah.
will not be,
Why don't we just talk to
I-
Weird Face or Vampire Man?
because he's protecting the village.
There's also a
Well,
couple.
if you're protecting the village, protecting the villagers, we can work out an
A
arrangement.
couple of the kids that were younger than me were, I know, being taught
We've kept up the education as best we can.
before I left how to take over my job.
Is your village spread out, or is it kind of all neat?
It's a bit more spread out than it would need to be, just because they have room for it.
Gotcha. Are they in a defensible position? Like, I don't know, the back of their village is put onto a bottom of a hill or something, or
They're
on a face of a rock?
the best defense they've had. Well, when it comes to like individual creatures moving around, it's not very defensible.
Mushrooms. Mushrooms grow at night as well.
Just gotta make sure you're getting
Nutrients
ones.
in the ground.
Moss too,
Some mosses are edible. Do be
And-
careful though.
and pine
Don't-
cones or pine
Don't
needles.
just eat random things. 'Cause
Oh, wait. So after you said the word mushroom, I was just planning going out into the world and just kind of just chomping down whatever fungal growth I see. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for clarifying
I
that for
had
me.
assumed that was where your mind would go, and so of course I had to stop you from making a potentially life-threatening.
She's sassing you.
Oh no, I know. I'm aware.
Did you just call her stupid?
Yes.
Damn.
I'm gonna walk around the village for a little while. Like, I'm bound to say something bad, so I'm just gonna take off walking.
I'm sorry, Mom. She hasn't been with us very long.
Apparently nobody has.
We've been with each
we
other.
have.
For what? 2 months?
Yes.
I mean,
Such a time. Well, although
A little less than 2 months.
although to be fair, 2 months, 24 hours a day is a lot
That
of
is a lot-
time.
that's a lot of time.
Like that's not like 2 months of going to work. That's 2 months of like breathing down each other's necks.
yeah, fair enough.
We rode a stone giant. Well, she didn't. The rest of us did.
I don't think they wrote a stone giant.
I'm being
No one
1000%
has. No one does.
truthful, Mom.
If it was anyone but you telling me this, I wouldn't believe them. But
It was pretty cool.
that sounds very good.
It was very cool.
Should we figure out where we're going next?
So you're kind of like taking a walk around the village. Real
I
quick.
assume
strolling
this
around.
is done.
Yeah.
Just looking around, making sure. Yeah, not making
Give me
sure,
a
just
second.
looking around. Not good. 13.
It's darkness, isn't it?
Yep. With disadvantage?
You can take the drift globe if you want.
Sure. I'll take it. I'll be just
Taking the drift
walking
globe?
around with
Okay.
the drift globe floating around me.
All right. Looking out, you can the main thing that you do notice is a ways off from the village, probably a couple hundred feet away. You notice either a very very large bird or an Arakuk or vampire kind of fly between two trees.
How has this dude not been seen yet?
Okay.
I'm gonna keep on walking around. I'm gonna head
Yeah,
back
I'm
to
just
the
gonna walk around or take a lap back to the hut.
Mom, I'll be back, but I need to go talk to Kenza.
Okay. You know where she lives. Alright. Meanwhile, I'm sure we can keep each other wonderful company, reminding each other not to jump off of cliffs or drown in rivers.
You should also not hold the pointy end of any blades that you come across as well.
She kind of looks at a few scars on her hands.
I can tell that this is one that might be difficult for you, but I assure you it will be in your best interest.
I would like to note that occasionally that is the correct thing to do.
You can hold the pointy end, you just don't grab the sharp end.
And if someone's going to, I don't know, stab you with a pointy end, then I think grabbing the pointy end, turning it around on him and stabbing him back would be acceptable.
Makes sense, but hear me out. Dodge.
But hear me out. Rapiers aren't sharp, they're just pointy. There's no blade on them. You can grab them anywhere you want. Just not with your hand in the pointy end.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it will stab through.
Although you shouldn't be in many situations where you're getting stabbed at if you're hiding in your house all the time, so you should be safe.
I mean, occasionally there's an orc raid. Occasionally you don't really have much of a choice in the matter. And occasionally some terrible things will happen, which I don't think you quite understand. So...
Ooh.
You're just sitting in the corner trying so hard not to laugh.
I've seen my fair share of terrible things, but I'm sure that whatever daily problems you have to face are I'm sure that you will be able to handle them in the way that you have always handled them. Hopefully you will not gain any more scarring, and I have complete and utter faith in your ability to not eat poisonous plants.
So when
Let's just move on.
when Augie comes back in, she kind of, did you see anything? Like the moment he walks in, she's like, did you see anything?
I saw the village.
Still here?
No, it's gone. It was obliterated. The only hut here is this hut.
Where does something like this would
It's
happen?
not a hut. I'm not there, but it's not a hut.
It is like a cabin more than a hut, but
I live in a tree, okay?
But thank
I live like the Keebler elves. I live in a tree, okay?
But
So
thank goodness you were inside your cabin. Otherwise, who knows what might have happened to you out there? You may have got obliterated too.
We know,
the village
Augie.
is safe.
Augie.
Sorry, she's selling
Called
it really well.
sarcasm.
it is. Oh,
Well, I didn't see the Birdman. The
Your mom's
Aarakocra.
nice.
oh, where is he?
Way up that way.
Oh,
You might want to go get him.
we're gonna meet him sometime.
I can grab him. Not
So
not grab, but like verbally grab.
Nice.
The attention of.
Cool.
oh, you mean by shouting?
No.
Magic.
Magic is a thing that I am capable of.
At that range? From how far away was he?
Really far?
Hundreds of feet.
I don't know. It's too hard to tell in this darkness.
Just try my drift go back.
Do you know what's not dark?
It's just right here.
Fire.
I'm not holding on to it.
Okay.
I was just kind of pushing it along with me.
In the mind
It'll
of what
follow
was it
you.
again?
You just.
I was pushing it along with me.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be bickering while you're home.
I'd already left to go
Oh,
talk to
right.
Kenza.
Sorry.
So you shouldn't be talking to yourself. I can go fetch her if you'd like.
Meanwhile, so what do you want to say to Kenza?
I just want to be.
I
good.
just wanted
There
to
you go.
talk to her about the sun's gonna be gone for a year.
Okay.
Um,
She's kind of unstringing her bow.
so we might, when the food starts to run low, you might need to do more hunting than what you would be accustomed to.
Okay.
Or train someone to help you.
Just instant, like from cold landing, just cold.
Animal carcasses can get heavy.
I'll have someone carry them for me,
That's fair.
but they're not touching my bow.
I understand. I gave Mom my crossbow and some bolts. I know it's not your style, but I've only used it once.
I'll give it a look.
Okay.
Anything else?
Is there anything you need that I could help with or
Well, how long are you gonna be back?
just a day? We're gonna track down the vampire to make him talk to Mom. I don't know if you saw the thing we were talking to.
No.
Well, me and my companions.
So you went out into the world, got some eldritch things to come with you, and then they're gonna guard the town now.
I mean, not guard the town, but they promised protection from their forces.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's good because they've been known to like enslave a bunch of children.
I mean, but they're not gonna do that to us.
Yeah,
Okay. Anything else?
that's it.
She's extremely nonplussed by this. Just like, okay, moving on. She goes back to carefully whittling her new bow.
I go back to my. Oh, I take a look around before heading back to my house.
Perception check.
10.
The village is still there. So Anya, what are you doing? So while Augie's taking a look around and she's doing to see the tobacco.
Yeah, I came back during the end of their bickering.
During the bickering, are you just chilling in the
Just
corner?
sitting there trying not to laugh. I
Okay.
just-
Push the drip globe over to Anya.
All right. So it's getting late. It's probably okay. When I say it's getting late, I mean I'm getting tired. So I'm going to go to bed now.
I grabbed the
I don't know what kind of schedule you guys are on, but
Here, and I checked the orb of time.
it's currently sundown.
I'll mention that it is very heavy emphasis on supposed to be sundown right now. If the sun it wasn't fucked up.
Does that matter?
No, I'm just saying it. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I come back at this time.
Okay.
Everyone's still alive, I see.
Barely.
Miraculously.
With much thanks to me.
Are you kidding me?
I worry that without careful supervision, your mother would be in grave danger from daily practice.
And I fear that you are staying and make it so desirable for warmth that she might fling herself into the fire. I've had to hold her back verbally.
An understandable concern.
I look over at her.
Icar's slowly inching closer to the fire.
You might want to wear it. Yeah.
Warm. Too warm. Alright. Are you feeling tired?
No, not yet.
Hungry?
Yes.
Makes guess something up.
Thank you.
Could
Can I actually go move by the fire? That sounds really nice.
I'd follow my mom into the
Oh my god!
And
Had
that's
got-
how many damage we take.
I hadn't gotten out the dice yet. That her cooking's not great, is it?
I'd follow her right there.
You're
I'd
good.
be like, Mom, I know you're probably going to be reluctant to take this, but I'm kind of swimming in wealth right now. I hand her 100 gold.
You're going out on an adventure. You can't give me this.
Mom, I have 2,200.
Well, what if you're 100 short?
they don't give.
That's
They don't give it to her.
That's what party funds are.
You're not going to take it back. I'm
No.
trying to give it back. Okay.
If you need to, if you feel it would be a better use, you can give it to Mar and have her and tell her to buy whatever is needed from Boss.
I'll tell
For
her
everyone.
what's needed. Thank you. Making sure she's out of sight of the other folks, she kind of offers you a bit of a hug.
I give her a hug.
We do have 830 gold in party funds currently, and 5 platinum.
That plan was what's gonna do it.
So, you and your mother are going to be making dinner,
Yeah.
and the three of you are chilling by the fire. Well, no, the snake woman's chilling by the fire. What are the two of you guys doing?
Sitting in the opposite corner from everyone.
In the cold one?
Yes. I have warm clothes on. I'm fine.
I'm slowly
she's so
rotating
edgy.
myself.
Mm-hmm. Just like
Alright, good on this side, good on that side. Keep going, keep going.
And the edgy of
Rotisserie chicken.
Yes,
See?
literally that.
Edgy instead of
Literally
edgy.
that.
We're just sitting over in the corner.
That was what I was
Cold.
thinking in my
Rotisserie
head.
slurs.
what are you doing?
I have no idea. I'm just kind of
Oh my god.
Like that was what I was thinking in my head. I just didn't say it out loud.
like that first time you get
Perfect.
invited into someone's house.
Yeah,
It's that awkward
you
moment where
you
you're just
don't
like,
know where to sit. Like you just no one to really talk to. Like
Yep. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing. Just
Can I look through my spellbook as I'm
I'd rather be outside.
I
cooking? As
Well,
I'm cooking.
yes. Perfect.
so you're just gonna hang outside.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's that uncomfortable feeling. It's like everyone knows what they're doing. I'm just like,
Go
Once
ahead and give me a perception check. It would be with disadvantage.
when Augie steps outside and I see that Idris is enraptured in her spellbook, I'm gonna pray to Yandala. Just quietly.
8. I don't see anything.
Me?
I'm
No.
more worried about
Go ahead and give me a charisma religion.
What is that? 6?
That was worse than I thought it was gonna be.
I rolled rolled a 2.
Oh God.
So you go to
I
pray
fucking hate
to
this.
Yandala. You're kind of like, so
I'm being quiet.
no, in your mind.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not actually speaking anything. Just like to Yandala, you're kind of like, let me know if you had anything wrong. Basically, just like a. So what's up with you?
Just a little bit. Yeah.
And after a few moments of prayer, like you just feel a bit chilled, like almost as if like you feel Yandala just like ignoring you. You feel a chill kind of just like
She's just
overtake
like,
you
stop.
for a second. But then you get a bit more chilled than you should be from just praying.
Oh fuck.
Oh.
And as you kind of look around, you see everything is very much more dark than it should be. Glancing down, you can see it's like a shadow is just resting against you.
I sit there
It's giving you a
completely
hug.
still, not moving at all.
And then you hear yourself say, "Been a while."
Yeah, sorry that we made you go across the ocean
Twice.
twice.
Look, I've had some thinking, I've had some talking, and
With Derek.
I decided I
and,
want to get back together.
Oh god.
and I think that we work better as a team than individually, but if you want me back, you need to do something for me.
Okay.
Here's another quest.
Fuck.
At the first chance you get, you're going to kill Mother in the most painful way you can think. That's, we're going to kill Mother in the most painful way we can think of.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the plan already.
If you hesitate for a moment,
Can I ask her a single question?
you can talk to your shadow.
No, I was saying
Oh, he's
ask
asking
Mother a
Mother.
single question.
How many chances have you had to ask Mother questions?
Well, first we were.
You know what? Yes. Torture her. Watch her slowly die. Cut off
I
each
love your shadow.
digit
I want to keep my
Bit
shadow separate
by
now.
bit. Have her slowly eviscerated. Can you kill her from the inside?
What the fuck?
I'm sorry, but if I'm letting you know now, if Augie sees this, he's just gonna end her. Not.
It is non-verbal.
I know, but no.
Yeah.
If Augie sees what
What?
the if she
Einir
does what her shadow does.
wasn't watching us torture that monk.
yes.
Einir's
This
shadow.
is literally the darkest part of Einir.
Yep.
If I had create water, could I create water in someone's lungs?
No,
No.
it has to be.
You have to have a
That's
line.
not
You have to have a
open.
line of effect to the container.
You could open her lungs
I-
and then create the water
But you
within.
could. But
I
you
can
could.
cut a
You
hole
could.
through
I
you.
would say that essentially you could create water into her mouth and just like pour it.
Yeah.
Into
I don't
her
have that
lungs.
spell. I'm just curious.
If she
Water
just
border.
closes her mouth.
I'm thinking like hold her mouth open,
we have
hand against her mouth,
We
and
have
like
that drowning shit. The drowning poison.
No, we don't.
We do. No, we sold it. We sold it. Fuck. Fucking good.
Simply because it's a lot harder to get someone to drink something than not.
But
We
that
have
would be
one.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
just in
We
case.
only sold most.
Gotcha.
Do you accept the deal to get your revenge on Mother in the worst way you can imagine?
Sure.
If you don't, I won't hesitate to take over.
Uh-oh.
But for now, do we have a deal?
Yes.
And you can feel your shadow literally pass through you until it lands on the wall behind you. And everything is normal. And everything is fine.
So Einir can feel like fear again now, right?
Yeah, she's back to a normal emotional state.
Einir stands up, walks out the door.
Oh, hey.
Where she runs into Augie.
No, I just keep walking. I walk away.
With your drift claw?
No, it's just straight. It's a
the
straight
darkness.
line out as far as possible.
Into the mountains.
Just outside of the
Full
town.
of Periton.
Outside of the town.
That's where the mountains are with vampires and Periton and Mind Flayer.
Just like
I'll be
The farthest-
following her.
the
That way
farthest.
she's not alone. But this
Don't-
is just because
don't,
Augie
no.
would do.
Augie? No.
just walk right
stop.
past.
No. Augie, no.
stealth check.
25.
Invisibility.
Okay.
Can't try
Augie
that.
has followed me before. I am suspicious.
Going to be a perception check with disadvantage. And then stealth.
Yeah, that's a natural one.
Oof.
It's what's my
So you can hear leaves crunching and like
I guess I
But
don't care. If
she-
she gets
18.
attacked, she gets
but
attacked.
she does lose you.
18.
Okay, if you get attacked, then you get attacked. Hope you don't die.
I just go to like the
Bye.
farthest house away from the group and sit behind it and just start having a panic attack.
Can I do some thinking about what kinds of creatures I know live in Boss that would have some sort of body part or venom that I would be able to use in a poison?
Give me a nature check
Sure.
as I start thinking about
With
that.
the understanding,
You are, yes.
I'm
Give me the nature check.
I know, I just wanted to. So,
That's not good.
no, it's nice to 7.
Unfortunately, Boss is incredibly well known for its poisons.
What about spiders?
One idea that's come to your mind. Black Dragonborn.
That's the idea.
We need to make a clip of the stare off.
Really?
They have acid breath.
Acids.
Is it poison?
Poison acid. You rolled a 6.
7.
7?
I rolled a 2.
That's the first thing that comes into your mind.
No, that's totally fine.
There are a few other like minor spiders and snakes,
If I
but
collect
like
1,000 black widows, I might have enough.
that kind of thing.
Okay.
But Black Dragonborn.
Hey, can I milk your face?
Hey, what if you cast it enlarge on a venomous creature? Would it increase
Well,
the amount of venom they have?
When the spell ended, the venom would also shrink.
Oh.
Yep. Unfortunately.
While we're in the kitchen, I'd be like,
Oh yeah,
Mom,
food checks.
Oh god.
do you want to see a magic trick?
Go ahead. Spiders. Oh, you meant actual I'm proud of you.
Oh,
So how'd you learn it?
just made a pact with someone who's probably a demon.
I tell her about a foxen.
As you explain, her eyes slowly grow wider and wider. Like, okay, oh.
It's
Oh.
it's how the deal was made that I would give up my hand for my other friend's life.
You did the right thing. Now, you're going to tell me everything else that happened on your adventures.
I proceed to tell her.
While cooking, I presume.
Yes.
Give me a wisdom cook's tools check.
Oh no.
I was gonna offer to help, and then Bronwyn started going. I was like, ooh.
Total?
6.
Makes sense. You got a hook hand.
Fortunately, she got a net 20. So she's like, nope, not that spice. This.
Tries
No,
to add in some
that's
salt.
way too hot. Let's go ahead.
Tries to add in some salt and he's like, oh, well, the lid's off now.
Oh, there's the hand.
I take our bowl of 10 pounds worth of salt,
Gotta use it somewhere.
Oh yeah, we have.
which I do tell her about.
We do
that,
have
by
10
the way.
pounds of salt. Yeah.
Alright. So what's Augie doing outside? Just patrolling?
Just doing nothing. Kind of just sitting down there.
Like what? What do I do now?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
After a few moments of just kind of sitting there, you do hear someone go, "Hey." And you can see in the dark alleyway, creeping over the corner, white feathers with a bit of red dripping down from around his beak.
That's a horrific image.
You know, this sword is made out of wood, so if the fairy tales are true, it'd kill you.
I need to check how exactly what particular weaknesses vampires have.
I honestly don't think it's wood. I mean, no, wooden
No,
stakes are.
It is. I think that only works for big vampires, but I'll be quiet about it. I went too far. Okay, Yeti, Zorn, vampire. Okay. It is destroyed if a piercing weapon made of wood is driven into its heart while incapacitated in its resting place. So
That is horribly specific.
That's not what I heard.
Okay.
In the children's books, or in the fairy tale
So
books,
I
you
know
stab it
said
in the heart.
He
It
was
goes.
like a hawk, Eric Kokra. But what about?
It
Down.
Down.
Stop. Good.
Left.
A little bit more towards the camera. No. Okay,
Up.
you're going up. Yeah, there you go.
what is it?
I don't.
It's a cockatoo, Eric Kokra.
No.
Damn it!
That's what they look like in the Cholt. They look like parrots and stuff.
Huh.
There's parrot Aarakocra.
That's
Like
hilarious.
that's literally what their colors, their plumage is.
Paracroca.
Aarakocra.
In any event,
I
this,
hate it.
this vampire Kokra.
Vampire Crocra.
She goes,
He or she?
he, I just want to talk.
Oh, well, you could approach from the front so I can see you coming instead of sneaking around behind my back in an alley. You do that, people tend to get bad ideas about you.
But then you'd see me coming,
Precisely.
and then you'd kill me.
No, I wouldn't.
He very slowly steps out in front of you. So,
We're good. We're good.
what was that you were talking to, and why, and what? I'm guarding this place.
It's safe. We're good. It's just a something that lives really, 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 really far below ground in an underground civilization.
Why is it above ground?
I don't know.
Is it because of the endless night?
Probably.
That thing that liberates all those who slink in the shadows.
Oh my god.
You're being very ominous.
No, that's just the full name.
Oh,
The long night that liberates all those things that slink in the shadows. That's what it's called.
gotcha. The nightless
Pretty sure it's
night.
just called Augie's fuck up.
The long night that liberates those things that slink in the shadows. Yeah.
Gotcha. Sure.
So it's why were you? What was it doing? You
Oh,
just
it
kinda-
says the village is protected.
by me.
Sure.
Not
I
by
don't
me.
know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like I said, the village will be safe while we do what we have to do for it.
What does you have to do?
A lot of stuff. I think we have to go kill your vampire dudes.
Don't.
Where the fuck are you? I don't know, to be honest. That's just one thing that I mentioned.
You can see him like with his talony claws like it looks like he's both like trying like he doesn't seem threatening. It seems like he's trying to be threatening but literally can't.
Again, I said I don't know. It's just
He came out of the box.
something that we might have to do. We also have to go across the seas and worry about dragons attacking people.
Do those first.
Sure.
Please tell me you'll do those first.
I mean, I don't have
Tell me
any
you'll do this
plans on
first.
doing anything. Sure.
He instantly. Okay, I forgot. I can't let you leave to go attack my master, but I can't hurt you while you're here. And
Oh, I didn't. We don't. I'm not sure if we have to attack the master. I just said, hey, look into this.
oh, so you'd be joining him?
Possibly. I don't know.
Okay,
It was very cryptic on
I'll let
what
him
we
know.
had to do.
Okay.
Don't let him know.
Yeah.
I mean,
a bunch of. So it'd be you, the tall woman, the snake woman, and the tiny woman.
sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let him know that you're friends.
Cool. Just to make sure if we ever get into that city, or if we ever go there, we're not attacked on site.
So yeah, we wouldn't attack anyone on site. That'd be
Cool.
I mean,
Just
drain some blood.
make
but
sure
that's
that we
fine.
get, if we end up going there to join or to attack or whatever, we don't know. Like I said, very cryptic. We get an audience with the dude at least.
to attack with him.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Great. Just let him know.
And then, would you voluntarily let me have a little of your blood?
I mean, I'm sure you can scrape it off the side of that building over there. The one that I fell down, like not more than an hour ago.
I can. It seems really desperate, though. Kind of humiliating.
Are you desperate?
I just need a little.
How
Just
far away is this from the cabin?
Literally in front of it.
Is
No, I followed you as far as I
yeah,
could.
so it
until
would be
you
a,
cast
it would be a ways
invisibility.
away. Yeah.
Okay.
A few drops. Just a few drops. Just please let me have just a little bit.
Okay.
No. Oh, he betrayed.
Again, this is what happens when Augie's left alone. If you're gonna make that face, it won't happen again.
No, okay, sorry. Okay, that's very helpful. Thank you very, very much. What was your name?
Ternius Windsong.
Oh, Ternius Winsong? Okay, yeah. Ternius Winsong, really nice guy, with a bunch of, one second, I remember this. It was a lizard lady, there was
A very, very small dwarf lady.
a dwarf,
Yes, and
an orc, no,
no,
a giant,
a minotaur.
a minotaur.
Yes. Yes.
So there was the lizard woman, there was the dwarf woman, and there was the minotaur
Lady.
lady.
Yes.
Okay, alright,
Yes.
that makes
And
sense.
if you see me when I'm blue or red, don't expect me to be happy or friendly. For
Like
that
a-
matter.
Okay, alright, yeah, that
Blue or
works.
red, bad.
Blue or red is bad. Green,
Orange or green, good.
Green is good.
Yes.
Like the color of blood, diluted with sunlight. I don't know. No, that's not bad.
You can't make blood green. If blood's
I think
not
it was talking
green,
about
it's
orange.
Like goblin blood,
yes.
and then like blood mixed with what's? It's bloodish. The closer to blood, the better.
Sure.
And then blue is for cold blood, which tastes terrible.
Yes.
And then white is for ice, which also tastes terrible.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Red blood, bad. Blue blood, bad. Orange blood, good. Green blood, good. So go kill yourself a goblin.
I can't. Okay. All right.
I mean, if it's hostile to you. That's the way around it. If they attack you first,
All I have to do is be scary. Then it's self-defense, and it doesn't count.
I don't think that works. I think they
Thank
have
you.
To, I think they have to attack you first. Yeah, I don't think you can add egg on the attack. If you just kind of land and then they attack on sight, then you're good. But if you goad them into attacking you,
Then it would probably go.
then I think you're trying to cheat the system, and it wouldn't work that way.
Okay. I like that. All right. Thank you. Kind
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
And thank you for the blood. It's.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, panic attacking.
Yes.
Oh, I'll
So-
continue to talk with him later.
What does that look like?
Have a panic attack this morning.
Neil's knees curl up against her chest, like her arms hugging her, and just head down, just hyperventilating. Not having a good time.
After
Probably has her hood up and just wrapped her cloak around herself.
after a few moments, you can after not even a few moments. After a few minutes, you sit there like just panicking, invisibly, right?
Yes.
You hear the door creak open from the front of the cabin you went to, and then some slow, pretty heavy footsteps make their way kind of around.
The second I hear someone coming, I stand up and go the other direction.
Mm-hmm. You do hear someone it sounds like they're beginning to walk around the edge of the building.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna just try and where are you gonna go?
Just
So-
away from the building.
Into the woods?
Not far, like 10 feet maybe.
Okay.
I'm not running that far.
I just wanted to make sure that we're on the same page when you decide to run headlong into the woods and then get killed. Again.
Cool.
By
dark.
by the same
Monsters
paraton that killed
attack
you
at
the
night.
last time.
Nice.
Okay, so you're just a little bit into the woods.
Mhm.
You can see that it looks like as rounding the corner is what looks like a pretty old turtle. Kind of, and he's very, very closely looking the ground. It looks like he's looking for footprints. He's very slowly following around to where you were and kind of just. I suppose she's gone. Shame. Looked like she needed some help. Maybe some friends.
That went from nice to fucking brutal. Jeez.
Tried to be a friend.
Maybe needs a life.
He gives a total shrug. Kind of turns and pauses again. Kind of looks at the footprints. You rolled really well at investigation. Like, whose would these be? Must have been one of those visitors. I wonder why they're not.
You know what I'm picturing right now? The turtle guy from Kung Fu Panda.
I will admit that's the only person I can picture whenever I have a turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he kind of gives a bit of a shrug and then walks back around inside of his house. Meanwhile, inside the house, you're slowly turning around next to Iker, who is also like slowly turning for the fire. Iker kind of looks up at you and goes, "Warm, eh?"
Yes.
You cold?
Often, yes.
Not like big green lady or forest man or small lady
No, more like
or
you.
meadow lady.
More like you. I kind of point to the scales.
No fire inside.
I don't think so. No.
Only fire outside.
Mm-hmm.
Iker got big.
Did you?
Lizard does small talk.
Why do you refer to yourself in the third person? Why do you say Iker instead of I?
I?
Mm-hmm. I am Idrissa. You are Iker.
Oh. That's what that means.
Lizard grammar lesson.
You get the sense that Iker had like heard people saying "I" and "me" and "my," and just kind of never got why they didn't like what they meant by that, and just kind of like rolled with it.
I was hoping she was going to say, I am Idrissa. You are Iker.
That would work, but Iker's just a bit too smart for that now. Iker kind of. I Iker.
You are Iker.
I are Iker.
I am Idrissa.
Yes.
Repeat after me. I
am
Iker.
I am Iker.
Yes.
You am Idrissa.
You, when you're talking about other people, you say are. When you're talking about yourself, you say am.
I am Iker.
Correct.
You are not Iker.
This is true.
Nice.
I'll give her a little bit of food.
When you reach down to give Iker a little bit of food, Iker kind of like doesn't like lunge out her tongue to grab it. She kind of waits and waits, and then when she gets the can, kind of slowly grabs onto your finger while like grabbing the food. You kind of hold on.
Are you wanting me to pick you up?
Mm-hmm.
Use your words then.
Pick me up.
Is that the correct way to ask?
Pick Iker up,
Ask nicely. Say please.
please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Iker kind of nuzzles up against your shoulders, like. Not warm,
No.
but nice.
Thank you. Give her a little pat.
Is she still wearing her onesie?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my god! I presume that you took it off to warm up by the fire, or someone else took it off.
I would have taken it off.
Someone else saw how ridiculous she fucking looked. Like, what the fuck put this on her?
Is Sicky for warm?
All right. In the kitchen, you and your mother, mostly your mother, are cooking up a nice little dinner.
Well, I tell her about adventures.
Well, you go over all of your various adventures, and she's listening and supportive. Although she does a few of them, she is like, especially when you describe how you had to bring Nimbus back, and when Nimbus left, a bit of. She would console you with. Sometimes people have to go their own way in the world. And there's nothing we can do to change that. Just enjoy the time we have together. For you, it's a large hug. Like, you're larger than she is.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm actively trying not to hurt her with my hug.
Yeah, you've done that. You did that as a child, I presume.
Yeah.
Plenty. All right. Okay. What are you gonna continue to talk to the vampire you want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you gonna stay around here, or are you gonna head out?
No, I'll stay here.
Yeah. There's a woman that wants to talk to you, that doesn't trust you, believe that you're good. She calls you a bloodsucker.
Oh.
I mean, you are one, but at the same time, you're also
am,
not.
It is delicious.
Yeah.
But I can't do it to these people or people in here.
Exactly. So you might just want to stick outside a village and try to preemptively attack the Puritans coming in. That way you're not technically defending the village inside the village.
Right, but hear me out. If I make friends with them, maybe they'll give me blood.
I'll leave that up to you.
Can I try talking to her?
She said tomorrow. So
It's kind of tomorrow already, though. There's no sun. Which, hallelujah.
I don't think she wants to invite you into her house.
Right, but she doesn't have to.
I'm not going to. I'm already on the ropes with a lot of people. I'm not going to get my head chopped off.
I'll
tell her to come outside the house. Or stand in the doorway at least. That way she feels safe. You feel I don't know, you won't feel safe because you'll be under suspicion the entire time. But we'll do this.
You just realize I'm facilitating an encounter between two NPCs, which means you're gonna get a bunch of like.
Yep.
I hate that so much. What do you do? Okay, so you're gonna take him down towards the house. All right. Pioneer, what are you doing?
Sit down and continue my panic attack.
Okay.
Just slightly calmer this time, but still just like mind rushing.
You said it in the forest?
Yes.
All right.
Do you have any source of light on?
No. My owl is keeping an eye out for me.
All right. After several minutes of hanging out with Iker, talking about how it is terrible to be cold or semi-cold-blooded, and how nice the fire is, or leading a vampire back towards the house, or finishing up dinner, dinner is ready. At around the same time, the two of you arrive outside. What do you guys want to do?
I just
Roman, could you get the door real quick while I finish
I'll
this up?
get it. Hi, Augie.
get your mom. She wanted to talk to this dude.
Iker, seeing the door open, scrambles over there.
Mom, the vampire's here.
Clatter, 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 pan drop.
Did you drop all the
And
food,
there goes
Mom?
dinner.
No.
Did you drop some of the food?
Only some of it. It's all fine.
Iker, go pick it
Got
up.
off the floor fast enough.
Go eat up the scraps. Just a step on the floor.
Yeah, Iker, go clean the floor.
Yeah, Iker scurries over towards that kitchen. What is the Tristan doing? Gonna do in the second case?
Did she see the vampire?
Not yet, but she would overhear that he's at the door.
She'll head over that way.
All right, the vampire kind of
Look at that.
approaches the door and she kind of stands there like, "Hey, y'all."
Can you walk in without being invited in?
He gestures his hand out and just stops at the barrier. Like you can see him trying to push. But
Okay,
he can't.
so that
He
is a true
physically
tale.
cannot enter the
That is
building.
true.
What's your name? You've had 2 sessions to come up with this.
I asked you earlier, you didn't give me a name. You said, something's coming. And then all hell kind of didn't break loose.
Oh, how kind of didn't break loose.
Oh yeah, that was he was picking up on her. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've had several names, but now you may call me Blood Falcon. The third.
Who were the first 2?
People who also thought it would be cool to be called Blood Falcon.
Shall we call you something different?
Nope.
I think it's
How about
fine
BF?
name.
How about BF3? I'm gonna call you BF3.
Biff. His name's Biff.
What
BF3.
would you be willing to trade for some of your blood?
My blood?
Mm-hmm. I'm curious about the properties of it.
How about some of your blood? Just let me in and let me have some of your blood.
I will
Don't let
you
him in.
but you are welcome to some of my blood if I can have some of yours.
You didn't really settle there. Just casually mention that.
I told you, you can't come in yet until the owner of the house actually says, hey, yeah, come on in.
Yep, that's how it works.
Which isn't going to happen, right,
I'll
Mom?
step outside.
That's yep. Only the owner. Yep. Let's do it outside.
Mm-hmm.
Blood for blood.
How much are you willing to give me?
A draught.
That's a lot more than a vial.
I mean, like one drawing's worth. Isn't that what a draught is?
No, a draught is like big old thing.
Oh, that's a lot of no, not that much. Like
It's like a pint.
I'll just suck some from you and then I'll give you some of mine.
How about 3 vials?
How much of that is time sucking? Because that's the unit of measurement I'm working with.
Oh god.
You should just
We'll
hold
count-
up a vial.
We'll count the
First.
seconds that it takes for me to get your blood.
Okay. Can
Oh no, I'm going first. Let me see your arm. Can I try and move as quickly as possible to fill 3 vials?
You're gonna have to open a massive cut to do that.
I didn't say I couldn't.
That's fair enough.
And right before I do it, I'll
Gas
say,
coming.
Augie, start counting. And I've got my dagger.
Is my mom watching this?
She's still trying to pan up the food. She's gonna be on her way.
I
she's
would go
on
help
way.
her in the kitchen.
Okay.
She says to me to start counting, then she grabs her dagger.
I would grab.
I assume
probably-
start counting
I-
once the blood starts
yeah,
leaking.
Yeah, once the blood starts going.
Go ahead and give me
I
a
can't believe this is.
I'm gonna end up cutting myself.
You're just gonna cut
dexterity
through his
poisonous
arm.
tools check.
That's not
You
terrible.
cut his wing off.
Oh, shit.
16?
16.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
Oh
16,
my
17, 18,
god!
19, 20, 21, 22.
No!
It takes, by that reckoning, around 18 seconds.
For
I
3
just-
vials?
For cut, vial,
Oh, fuck
flop,
yeah.
vial,
Fuck yeah,
flop, vial.
dude.
Yeah,
How
but
deep's the cut?
after just a few moments, it just healed itself.
I know, but like, was it like a nasty cut, or what are you talking here?
It was a pretty nasty cut,
Okay, nice.
kind of.
I didn't mean to count so fast, but I kind of saw what you were doing.
All right,
And that's cheap.
okay.
It
It's
is.
very cheap.
All right, you're gonna count me. You're gonna count for me this time, right?
Sure.
You're gonna count the same rate as you
I
counted
mean,
from... Yes, you
time is
are.
relative in this day and age.
It is not relative to me. You are going to count at the same rate.
How quickly are you counting?
The same rate.
Oh, so it'd be about a round's worth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But suck as fast as you can, as hard as you can.
That sounds so gross.
All right,
It's in your mind.
I'm
No.
gonna go ahead and roll the damage
Okay.
because you are a willing creature.
Please don't die.
It's just blood.
All right,
It's
you
fine.
take a total
It's not
of.
like you guys don't have the medicine kit.
I can do basic math.
Or your healer.
12 points of damage,
Shit.
Jesus Christ.
It's a fair amount of damage.
and your maximum hit points reduced by 7
Oof.
Holy crap.
That's a vampire.
until you finish a long rest.
Okay, so...
Sorry, I kind of made pals with this vampire
he-
cat guy. and
You
Ow.
pulled out your arm. He kind of reaches down, and it's rather uncomfortably like a bird biting you, where I like he doesn't actually have like the teeth. He has like
the one sharp tooth.
he has one sharp tooth like coming out the inside of his
I'm gonna call him
like
Bucktooth.
like the chicken teeth.
You have a very sharp. You have a very like big puncture wound.
Remember what I said about that face?
I'm right. Okay, that's really. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a bit dizzy.
Sorry,
I am too.
I kind of made friends with this dude.
For good
I was
reason.
trying to chase Einir off, but she looked there. She
So-
just kind of fled away and didn't want to be followed. So
Just as he's making this like face,
Oh no!
Bronwyn's mother, whose name I have right here, is Drella.
Drella.
Drella, thank you. Drella kind of pokes her head out and sees. What are you doing?
My arm is just bleeding. Waiting for a bandage.
do you have a medicine kit on you, or does Einir have it with the
I've got
the
one.
holding that she
I'm not
left?
sure. I
You
don't
know
have
whether
one
that's
on
to
me.
get in the house. It's-
The only thing she left here was the drift build.
I just need it wrapped so
Yeah.
it stops. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to worry about an infection for this?
No.
Okay.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
Bloodborne.
16.
He seems innocent. He seems like he's thinking about something, but it doesn't seem like he's telling the truth in this particular instance.
That's not gonna turn her, is it?
Oh no! I can't
Oh, okay.
turn people. If my master did that and killed you, and then buried you, and then waited a day, then you would become something like me. You could call yourself Blood Raven the Fourth.
But wouldn't you have to die
You
for
mean
that
Blood
to happen?
Falcon the Fourth?
What was it? Did I come as a blood falcon or blood raven? I
Yes.
can't
Blood
Blood
falcon.
falcon.
Falcon, right.
I'm not there, but
Are
There were already like 5 blood ravens.
Are there any additional symptoms that I will be experiencing?
Just some slight loss in constitution.
Alright. Just as well. You two have your conversation, and then I would like to go in. I would like to use one of the vials to investigate the properties of the vampire blood.
Okay.
I feel like dinner's ready, by the way.
Dinner is ready in case anyone wants to eat it. The vampire and your mother have a private conversation.
nice.
Would she allow me to be present?
And could I eavesdrop?
No, God.
Yes. She would allow you. You want to be present?
Yes.
Oh.
She would allow that, and you want to eavesdrop?
This is my bud now.
I
We're
don't
cool.
care so much.
Give me a stealth check.
I don't care so much what they're saying as like.
No, it's.
He just doesn't want to have the
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Himself.
Like
Alright.
29.
Alright, let's watch
I
the
just want to make sure that my mom's not
So she kind of
being tricked into giving up her blood.
storms up to him and goes, "All right, so why are you here and what do you want?" I was sent by my master to guard this place as a omen of goodwill, and hopefully you'll join him in the friendly takeover. Friendly takeover of what exactly? The entire land of Boston. And maybe the world if that were to work out. But no more attacks, which is the good thing. You'll be safe. And only occasional blood harvests, which I'm not allowed to do. So. That doesn't sound good. At all.
I'm just standing there with my arms crossed.
Silence. And there's nothing I can do to get rid of you. Not short of killing me, which would surely invoke the wrath of my master. Please don't kill me. Kind of glance to you. Please don't kill me. But right now, you can't attack anyone, and you're just going to stay here and guard the village. Yeah, that's right. I have been forbade. Look, like, I was able to take some blood from some of the out-of-towners just because they invited me to. So if you want to invite me to, I will very willingly only have some of your blood and not drain every last of the delicious stuff that's coursing your veins. Shouldn't have said that. But I can't, and I'm sorry. I'm not, no, the opposite of that. You should be grateful. She just kind of gives him a bit of a look like,
Mom, don't give him your blood.
I won't. How about this? You can stay in guard and not hurt a soul here if you also hunt us some food. You only want the blood, right? I would love some blood. Find a deer, drain the blood, give us the deer. I could do something like that.
2 birds with 1 stone. Hey!
They
Two
very
blood falcons on
awkwardly
stone.
Resourceful.
shake hands. Now get out of here, bird.
Get! Go on,
It's-
get!
It's Blood Falcon the Third. Get out of here, bird. Okay. And flies off.
We have more of the cannibals, but there's like a dozen. Because we don't.
Can you give me a drink?
Break time.
I'd be like, good job, Mom.
Thank you. Right. Dinner is on the table.
Yes.
Where's your friend? Short one.
Oh, I can answer that one.
Yes.
I don't know.
Is she?
She took off, and I was going to go after her, and she said no. Like exactly like that.
Did you lose her?
She turned invisible. Yeah.
I holler, Einir, food's ready.
Oh, she's way too
Do I
far
hear
to
that?
hear.
Oh.
I think she like went.
Given how far away you're at in the woods, give me a perception check.
No. 11. No, wait, no. 9, because I don't have...
Ooh.
Can you tell me which way she went?
A general
Just
direction.
a straight line from the door.
I'll go look for her.
I pointed the wrong
Okay. We'll be waiting.
She
for
turned
her.
invisible. I don't know which way she went.
Yeah, you do.
I know she went this way first.
But
and then
you
she turned invisible.
you were going in a straight line.
Mhm.
So yeah, if you pointed.
I don't know that. After she went invisible, I have no idea.
That's true.
But
if
you just
pointed
pointed in the direction you saw her go, and since she went in a straight line, that's the
That
direction
is.
she
It
went.
turns out to be the direction that she went.
I would just be
Conveniently.
like periodically hollering as I walk. Like, Einir, please come back. It's
After a few
dangerous
minutes,
out there.
you would hear this.
Okay.
I'd be like, you haven't been killed by your shadow, have you?
I'll get up and avoid Bronwyn, but go back to the house.
What a bitch. Bronwyn's out for the rest
I'll
of the
give
night
her-
looking.
Stealth.
I'll give her a pat on the way.
Give me a
Okay.
okay. So you pat her on the way while invisible. Okay. All right. Back at the house, the food tastes pretty good. Most of it is like wheat, bread, greenery. There's a small side of meat, just enough to make it fortified. Tastes pretty good. I presume everyone's there, including Einir.
After a couple minutes, yeah.
Yeah. So after a couple minutes, you just walk in.
Yeah, her eyes are like completely bloodshot. She's not having a good time.
As you walk in, Drella kind of like, oh, welcome. There's a seat for you right here.
I just silently sit down.
Would you be able to help me with something later?
Sure.
I
She
grab
doesn't take off and turn invisible on you.
Iker and I put Iker on Einir's shoulder.
You're kind of like,
I whisper to Iker in Orcish, she's sad.
and warm.
Einir's like still visibly shaking a little bit, but
Iker kind of goes, cuddle?
yes, sure. She
It's at this point, the lizards for a halfling, it'll be like feet here, pretty large.
let's give Iker a little hug.
What kind of dinner conversation?
Complete silence.
Salt.
What are we doing?
Well, I have to say I don't like the vampires' plan for the takeover, but it doesn't sound like it's something that's necessarily going to be
Oh,
immediate.
he said that he will tell his master about us, and that we have basically a free walk right to him. I said that we were willing to join his cause, so we basically have a free walk right to the master.
Okay then.
So if we ever get there to take care of issue number a lot, then we can then we get just basically a free walk straight to the vampire dude.
I think I'm in favor of going to Nesson's Tower first. We've had that mission longest and we've been avoiding it.
I think that we should go through the list.
We've not been avoiding it. Just multiple issues popped up beforehand for both.
I mean,
Einir and
that's
yourself.
that's fair, but someone was hired to come fetch us, so
I've been wanting to go there ever since Vagrant told us about it. That was where my hat left.
I do agree that we should go to Nesson's Tower first, but I think that before we do that, we should go down the list and rank them all in order of importance and which ones we think are going to get worse the fastest.
that's fair.
Because while there are some things on this list that we will be incapable of doing, some
Like-
of them will definitely start to
get far worse the more we ignore them, and we need to make sure we have a plan moving forward.
Well,
I personally think the drow should be fairly high up on our list.
I think that the dragon problems in East Krahash should be high up there as well.
I agree.
Do I know much about Neurodragon? Nothing.
I will say,
That's some girl with him.
Neurodragon?
Yes.
if the Feywild does merge into the material plane, then we're fucked.
That was
if the Seelie and Unseelie court end up doing something and the Feywild kind of merges in.
The threat there is that the you would recognize
Monsters are streaming in from Laria, and the Seelie and Unseelie court are kind of at odds with the Court of Gloom having more control over the Court of Summer.
Mm-hmm. And the reason that they've been able to fight at all is because a lot of their packs are based off of different, many of them, not all of them. So they're not able to go into full-on, like ancient times kind of war. There are still things holding them back, but fewer.
Mm-hmm.
The threat for
the monsters streaming in.
there were the monsters, like there were the Fey creatures that are coming up out of the dark. There's also omen-influenced creatures that are like those dryads you fought, that are breaking down the barriers between. They're not just breaking down the barriers. They where they were in the Feywild ceases to be magical.
So does that mean that the Feywild and the material plane are kind of merging?
Yes, but the danger from the Feywild would be lessened because it's not a incredibly powerful Fey magical creature. It is just a creature that is omenified, drained of magic. That would be. There are many threats. Some of them are powerful Fey magic coming to fore, and then the other one is the ending of magic.
Yep.
And they are very much in conflict with each other and the material plane.
So yeah, the ones in the Feywild, we won't be able to take care of right now.
No.
I don't think we'll be able to take care of the portal issue right now either.
No. Or the one in the middle of the sea, or the middle of between the top and the bottom of the continent.
Okay, so that takes out the Central Sea, that takes out Lariat, that takes out South's Helm, and that takes out the Seelie and Unseelie issues.
Yes.
I do think that the Drow are a big issue. They're invading and they're pushing towards Recruit, so they'll need to be stopped.
Things.
Correct. Northeast Vertham is going to be challenging. If the Fiend Hunters have all been recalled to Homden, then undead and fiendish influences are going to be swarming in the north, and they could potentially make their way down south. Perhaps we go to Nesson's Tower, and while we're there, we also see what we can do about trying to eliminate the undead and the fiend problems. We'll have to pass through Holmden to get to Nesson's Tower. There's a potential that we could try and petition to have some of the hunters brought back. But we would be petitioning with the crown. So the likelihood of that succeeding, of course, varies.
That being said, we could also try to go after other Horizon Walker conclaves. Their main goals are to guard the material plane from extraplanar beings.
I
That
would
being
sooner
Fey, fiends.
I would sooner have them go to South's Helm, just because we have no idea how to deal with that, and we know kind of how to deal with this. So maybe send them as a band-aid of sorts.
Yeah, the only problem is the only place I know is in Lyria. The only conclave I know of is in Lyria.
Okay.
Should we try to have Einir sending the Vagra to see if there's anyone there left alive?
Sir de Vegra is a large city. I'm sure that some of them are, at the very least. But that would be good, seeing if there's anything that we can do directly to help.
And the last time we got a hold of Devegra, she said nothing has happened yet, so they're all kind of on edge.
That was also when the sun was...
Was it?
That was
I
when
thought
the
we
sun was
contacted
out.
them.
It was when the sun was still in.
Gotcha. No, I thought we contacted
Because we were
Devegra
in Kelding.
afterwards.
But Brain Lady said that
We were going to, but I forgot.
Ah,
said that
she's dead.
well, she said that the Drow armies had
Taken
surfaced
over.
and yeah.
Taken over to Vagra, Third Vagra, which still means that they could have gotten out on ship. Because that was the initial plan, is them leaving on a ship over to Hesh.
Was it?
That
I don't remember.
that's what
this at all.
all the yeah, that's what all the survivors were. Not the survivors, the people were going to be shipped out.
No, they weren't being shipped. They were being marched.
Marched? I thought they were being shipped.
I thought they were being marched up the mountain.
They were
They
being
did as
marched
well.
up
Oh. I don't know where I got shipped.
because we were shipping orphans.
I'm pretty sure shipping them out did come into play at some point.
I think we were thinking of it, but we didn't.
But then
actually.
but then that wouldn't have worked because there were just so
yeah,
many
I think
people.
the
and I
Vegas
think
said it
that's
was
probably
too
why.
expensive.
Okay, so we need to send, or you need to send in Devagra, preferably tonight, so that you'll have all of your magic for tomorrow. So send Devagra, see if there's anything directly that we can do to help. Kelding.
That Keldian's a bad city, right?
Kelding is the one by the plains of Fall.
There's not much we can do for
Yeah,
them right
that's-
now.
That's the one that mother we was last at, right?
That's one that we might be able to assist if we were able to communicate with the crown.
See, I'm thinking if we could somehow, if there's survivors in Serdvegra, but the city's in shambles, maybe we could send some of them, because some of them theoretically would be able to create food and water, right?
Not enough. That kind of magic would create enough for a few people, which would start riots, because they wouldn't be able to do enough for everyone. I think it would be wiser to try and talk to those in power in Holmden and see if they have any influence in Kelding, because I think it's very likely that people are scared right now.
Well, the problem with Kelding is also they're in the middle of
the Central Ocean.
Central Ocean, and the middle of the Central Ocean is where the underwater monsters were gathering. So-
Not monsters.
Sea
Well,
monsters.
Just curious.
There was also
armies.
armies.
Einir's
That's
parents
different.
were like
Could be
had
monsters
some
as well.
amount of political power, right?
But still,
Einir is
Sahagwin, Merfolk,
a bit young to remember.
Marrow.
Yeah.
They're all
But given
gonna be down there.
given what she does remember, they
Marrow
were
was
relatively
That's all
affluent.
freshwater.
Like they lived in a
Yeah,
good
there was
house
Marrow
in a
in-
good part of town,
in Kelding.
and there were a lot of like
Were there Marrow?
political
Were there Marrow
visitors
in
and such.
Kelding?
You said it was weird for me to find Marrow there, or to see Marrow in the freshwater.
Wait one second. Sogwin are saltwater.
Yeah.
Marrow
Okay.
are freshwater.
Okay.
But you said there was something in the salt or in the freshwater that was weird for it to be there because typically they're not there. I'm not sure if it was Merfolk or if it was
I think it
Kelding.
was.
Kelding has some merfolk there.
because
Yeah.
I was swimming under the water and that's what you saw. You said I saw.
Yeah, so the Central Ocean has merfolk, and then the proper saltwater ocean has sea elves.
You said it was something that I saw that was not right.
I'm trying to remember because there was the seaweed
Mm-hmm. Well, this was at this was in Kelding.
in Kelvin, right? Because they had the seaweed manufactories, and then they had the merfolk who live in the freshwater. The merfolk don't usually work with the land people.
Gotcha.
It was weird to see them so close to the city because they began working
Kelding
with the
was a
city,
long
which
time
was
ago.
a very
Here we go.
odd circumstance.
Gotcha.
So Einir's, she would be too young. How old was she when her parents got killed?
4.
4. She would actually be old enough to understand that her mother and her stepfather, they were doing something important.
Yeah.
They were more important than just your average priest or your average soldier. She wouldn't know where exactly in the hierarchy they were, but they were.
Do I get an idea from the meeting that I had with those people and where they might have stood?
Oh. They would have been saying particular dialogue that may have clued you in. I don't remember the exact words that they said.
They mentioned that her father was like the head priest of the city or something like that, and her mother was the lead general. I can go back and
I think
look.
because
later.
I know I have something in my head. I don't remember how much of it they said.
Okay.
They would have been pretty. Their deaths were very shaking to the city,
Okay.
and it would have meant that people below them got promoted. The chain.
But also,
There's
something
a
to,
long chain of promotions behind them as well.
something to also note is we may not want to just go after the most relevant or what's the most dire now, because it's going to take us time to get there and do that. Whereas then the other problems will have time to fester and become more so. So
That's why I think it's important to
Look
look
into
at
the-
what's
yeah.
look at what's going to
what's going
get
to happen
way
and
worse
get way
over
worse.
time.
And if it's something that is easy to squash now, might as well squash it now before it gets to become a cancer.
That's why I'm thinking, because we have a lot of things that are. So we've got two things that are in the north. We have the undead and we have the fiends.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, we could potentially sort out Kelding because we've got to go through Holmden anyway. And we already have to talk to them because that's the only way we're going to get fiend hunters back in the north. So that's three potential problems that we might be able to solve by
And then
going
we
north.
have to worry about, if we do go to Kelding, we have to worry about the Central Sea problem as well. Just trying to get from Kelding to
We're not going to Kelding.
oh, we're not going to go
No.
to Kelding.
How are you planning on getting there?
Okay, so my thought process is we ourselves are not going to be able to solve an entire city's starvation problem.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can talk to the people who are in charge, if we can go to the capital city and try and get an audience with nobles, the king, if we're able to, then we could potentially have them send funding, and then that's their problem, what's going on in the Central Sea. Or they can go through the plains of foam.
From what I heard, the king's kind of a dick. So, I don't...
We
It's
need
gonna be
to unite
hard.
everybody.
Yeah.
So that, and then by going through Holmden, we're on our way to Nesson's Tower, which is where we're going to be encountering the fiends, and then the undead are north of Nesson's Tower. Now, what concerns me is East Grahesh, because
We have no fast way of getting there
we've got no fast way of getting
until
there.
we get to Nesson's Tower. Or, we could go to Boss. I'm sure they have a teleporter somewhere. Teleportation circle somewhere. But then we would have to worry about the vampires in Boss. And we could contact that one dude.
From what it sounds like, the vampires aren't. It sounds like they're trying to,
Turn people.
yes, make
And-
peace first and then take over.
But
what I'm concerned about is, so the two main things that I think will get out of hand very quickly is the fiend problem and the dragon problem, because fiend hunters and dragon hunters both take time to train, and that's not something that we're going to be able to fix. There has to be people there who are in the process of working on it at all times, and if all of the dragon hunters get eaten,
then they're gone.
then East Grahesh is screwed.
You did encounter you fought with 2 dragon hunters. You know that they're not
Who were
all
useless.
gone. Oh, mostly useless.
They're not all
They
gone.
each
but
individually hit
most-
once.
Most of them.
Well, there's a reason that they're the people who didn't go with all the good ones.
Fair enough.
But if we can get a hold of other conclaves, ranger conclaves, then we can get word out to help.
My
to
concern
send
is
some
that
to
the
Grahesh.
only strong way we'd be able to do that is by going to Laria, which removes us from all of the problems
That's
we'd
just
be
the
able
Horizon
to do.
Walkers. That's just the only Horizon Walker conclave I know. There's Monster Hunter conclaves. There's Hunter, Ranger,
What
or
other
Marksman, or
what other
Ranger,
hunter,
or whatever.
major hunter conquests would I know of other than the fiend hunters?
The fiend hunters are not in fact rangers.
Yeah, they're
They
not
are
a conclave.
Blood
Ah.
hunters.
Right. So I've had
So they
direct,
which are basically different.
so I've had direct contact with at least some of them.
Yes, you would know.
Do I know
Of
of
them.
any other monster hunter conclaves that I would have interacted with during my work, or
Give me a history check.
fuck sure? Whoa! Hey,
That's
that's
good.
pretty fucking good. Hot damn. 23.
23. Oh, jeez. Okay. In your work, as far as military forces go, there's the boss. There's a bunch of boss folks who like fighting in Mar. they aren't technically a conclave of rangers, but they're like, you know, friggin' minotaurs and bugbears and lizard folks and hobgoblins and dragonborn and a whole bunch of other creatures that fight good.
Fair enough.
Descriptive.
Fight good or fight well?
Yeah.
Because no, there's a different meaning to both of them.
Yeah, no, yes.
Do
they fight good well.
No, there's a different meaning to each one of them. If they fight good, that means they're bad.
Exactly.
If they fight well, then they're good fighters.
Yes, they fight
They-
good well.
They fight well. In Holmdom, there is a like the city guard / kind of there's like, you know, the city guard of Holmdom are runic knights. They seem to draw power from the large, ever storming mountain in Holmdom. It's questionable how far away they can get from Holmdom. And then there's also the fiend hunters. But there's also the horse catchers of South Elm, which isn't a glamorous name, but they do things other than catch horses because they also fend off orcs and protect themselves from oozes and such.
But yeah, if we can find other ranger conclaves, then perhaps I'm not saying we go after them because I don't know where they're at. But if we do send them to, we could probably talk to their leader and let them know, hey, things are going on. You might need to address some problems in East Grahesh, and at least put a band-aid over that problem.
Okay, so Holmdon is going to have a teleportation circle.
Mm-hmm.
There is a.
Will we have access to it? Is a different issue. Is a different
you can pay
question.
for it.
There will be, you can pay for teleportation
It would.
services.
It
Okay.
be.
It is a
Holmdon
higher
is
magic
magical
city.
enough
Gotcha.
that we'd have access to it. It would be expensive, but we'd have the money for it.
Mm-hmm.
Would we have the money for it?
Yes.
How much is it to TP? Not TP.
You have tens of thousands of gold.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
You have thousands of gold?
I have
She is
I have less than
21 now.
1,000.
I've got 17. I've got
2,100.
17.
Give me a moment while you continue to plan.
Holmdon will have a teleportation circle. So
Mhm.
if we wanted to pass through Holmdon, go to Nesson's Tower, do what we can up there, and then go back, we could teleport to Grahesh.
There's definitely going to be teleportation between Essence Keep and Holmdom.
And then from there we can also take in Grahesh. We can also take on the Feywild problem if you guys feel comfortable entering. It's just I'm not from the Sealy Court. I'm from the Unsealy Court. That's where my family's at. That's where my race is based off of. So
I think it would be a good idea to check out Durthan and then figure out the dragon problem and then
yeah,
go to
no,
the Feywild
that's
from
that's
there.
yeah.
And that'll
After
put
that,
us on
yeah.
the Sealy Court side, I believe.
But I'm not sure if they would welcome, if they're having tensions right now, I'm not sure if they would welcome someone from the Unsealy Court in their territory out of the blue. They had contracts and stuff, and now their contracts are breaking, so. But I might be able to get a displacer beast.
If we
Might be
need,
able to run into one of those.
if we don't
I
want to
wanna cook.
enter the Feywild from Grahesh, we can always travel to Laria.
Yeah, that's gonna. But our boat is in.
Yes, I am aware.
That's also an issue. Our boat's there.
I mean, as it is, we're gonna have to probably, if we're gonna take care of the drought issue, go toward Macroot anyway. So
I am, other than using a sending on to Vegra, I'm at a loss for how to help with that because I feel pretty confident in my own abilities and in the abilities of our group. I don't feel confident in the abilities of our group against an army of drow warlords.
I mean, we
We
fought an
fought.
army of orcs.
A long time
Orcs
ago.
and drow are different.
But so are we now. I mean, we're like
I can
3 or 4 levels different. Actually, we are technically 3 levels different, yeah. We were level 4 when we started the fight, and at level 5.
No,
we
we're
were
2
not.
levels
we were
different.
Level 5.
We were level
Because
5.
We're 2 levels different because
And
that
we ended
after
the fight at level 6.
that's when I got my warlock powers, and I only have 2 levels in warlock now. So we're 2 levels different.
we leveled
But we're
leveled
still-
up when we reached boss.
Yeah, but now we're plus a wizard.
And minus a healer.
Yeah, I forgot about that. But still, we can take them on.
Yeah.
We can take them on. No
Because
problem.
so here's the option. So we can either Einir can either do fighty things or she can heal. You gotta pick. Because she's got spell slots, but also like she's got to choose between that. So
But only one action.
exactly. So it's gonna be really tricky to do both on there.
You only have. Huh?
Quicken.
But only one action. That's
I
what you
said
think.
one action, not one bonus action.
Fair enough.
So sending to Vagra, and then I guess we'll ask her what we can do to help with the drow, and then I guess we go from there. That's if she's live. She might not be. You should also probably send in your friend, tell him to stop heading north.
It's probably good to mention that if we manage to take care of the guy in Macroot, I can probably get us some leverage. My parents were apparently some sort of high class something in Macroot, nobility of some sort.
I'd want to make sure we did the drow first, just to make sure that the city isn't under siege when we went.
But I might be able to get us at least some leverage if we need to talk to any high class nobility in Homedom.
Macroot would have teleportation, wouldn't they?
Group? Yeah, it's big enough.
So we could do kind of like a U. So we go through Holmden, we go to Nessen's Keep, and then we kind of hit the drow on the way down.
That's
We head
kind of what I
to-
was thinking.
We head to Macroot, and then we can actually...
like
Hit
it's
the drow on the way down. You know, just kind of casual walk by, knock a few out, we're good.
I mean, it's a lot of walking.
when
but
we get to Macroot, we could potentially charter a ship to meet us in East Grahesh, so that we can... So we basically, like, TP all the way to where we need to be in Grahesh, whether that be East Grahesh or West, like if we want to go straight to Durthan or we want to be in East Grahesh, whatever, and then we can travel our way down. It can be waiting for us, and we can take the ship to Laria.
I mean, I'm okay with that plan.
This is so fucking
I'm
happy.
okay with most any plan though.
Okay.
Yeah, so Nessen's Tower first.
So-
Holmden first.
So, did you hear part of the plan?
I was relieving myself in the bathroom.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in kind of a U shape. So we're
Ah.
gonna go through Holmden to Nessen's Tower, then we're gonna head to Serge Vagra, see what we can do about the drow, then head to Macroot, deal with whatever guys in Macroot, maybe charter a boat and get them to meet us in East Grahesh. Then we can, in Macroot, teleport over, and then when we're done with Grahesh, we can go to meet the boat and then head to Laria.
That is if
This
if
is assuming we don't die. This is assuming that we
the
have success in
yeah,
all our endeavors.
and assuming the drow haven't already made their way to Macroot.
Correct. There
Because they
are
were-
quite a few
I-
assumptions.
I also have a feeling that the guy in Macroot that, tried to have me killed, has something to do with the letter that you got from. Because that had something to do
That's
with
what-
evil gods
Mm-hmm.
and.
Yeah, that's what the
So
On the
don't
upside, if
care
the
about that
drow
anymore.
isn't, if the drow are in Macroot,
If-
they might take care of that guy for you.
I'm not worried about.
Maybe working with them.
I would like to at least look into that because if we're able to take care of that might take care of him.
Mm-hmm.
What was the word you said?
I was saying that's what the Sahagwin lady or the princess or the queen of the Sahagwin said, is that it's because of the clerics and
Okay, I see. So, are you going to? You could either are you going to go back the road you took towards South Selm, but before you get there, take the road north to
Can I see the
Holmdel?
map?
Because you've got two options here. You can either take the road back.
Can we just...
Wait, I'm sorry. You have three options here.
I mean, really, if you do the math.
You can
There are very many options.
take the road back, get on the big road, go past Luthville, and be lauded as heroes, and have Hold'em. You could go into Boss via Mazrea, Mosbury, Mar, and then take a quick jaunt over the ocean, which might be extremely dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could just walk straight there through the entirety of the mountain range. You know,
Let's
your
do it.
choice.
With our friend Hrelsvigr.
Yes!
I forgot about Helviger.
How
We were
many,
just talking about him.
how many days travel is it? Were we to take the road from here to Holmdon?
Can anyone talk to him?
Helviger?
None of us speak giant.
I have tongues.
What?
I have tongues.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Okay. If you were to take the road,
Because it might be worth teleporting to Holmdon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you one thing.
Doesn't-
we don't have a
didn't they take
teleportation
down
circle
their-
here.
Yeah, didn't they take down their teleportation circles because, you know,
in
Civil
Boss,
War?
yes.
Yeah.
South Some would have one.
So we're gonna have to go there anyways if we want to teleport.
It would be around a 10 days walk up to Hold'em.
Oh, can I see the map one more time? I'm sorry.
You're good.
Okay, so Mar is home to quite a few folk. Where are we right now? In Carvahall?
Yeah, that's right there.
Okay. So if we had...
Could we just walk through the mountain ranges to Southstone?
Yeah, right down here. This is the path.
Okay, there is a path there.
There is a path from there to the.
Gotcha. I thought you were saying we had to go all the way down and up and around the mountain.
No, yeah, you'd be taking the path. You wouldn't go straight through the north. You'd go west and then northeast.
If we want, we could go to Mar, and we could petition their help with the drow.
Where's Mar?
Mar,
Do we have any sort of pull that we can get them to help, though?
the
Mar.
fact that the drow will continue
here?
pushing until they take over the entirety of the continent.
But at the same time, don't those guys not like the Vertham people? Because
Yeah,
of-
because
Well, they don't have to like the Vertham people. They can understand that the drow will continue going until everyone is dead but the drow.
yeah, it's just making them understand that is going to be an issue. Like if they don't understand that and don't want to,
No.
then they're not going to.
The people that live there are literally bullheaded.
They like fighting.
Sorry,
We're putting them into a fight.
I just wanted to say that.
They're all
'cause
Minotaurs.
Minotaur
they're all minotaurs.
Like,
No. There
I would
are
like to see Minotaurs.
there are minotaurs. There are bugbears. There are lizard folk. There
He
are
said they're
hobgoblins.
Actually,
There are dragons.
here-
We can send them over to the Grahesh area.
We could send them to the ship and tell them where we buried the wheel.
They're
And then send
gonna
them to
destroy my
Grahesh.
ship.
I don't want. We probably.
What are we
yeah.
doing with the ship right now?
It took me so much work to get that away from the captain. He had to die before me to get it.
Okay.
He
I
did
even
die.
wrote on a piece of paper, "This is my ship."
So then do we want,
See, my ship.
do we want to go to South's Helm then, just straight to South's Helm and then teleport to Holmdon? Because I don't think that we can afford the 10 days travel. Because how long is it from Sir Devegra to Macroot?
From
walking?
Sir to recruit walking.
We're gonna have to teleport horse.
How is Horse doing?
I don't know. You just
since
stand there.
The horse has not yet moved, but no one's interacted with him since the hag Flayer left.
Yep.
Walking from Sir Vigor down to recruit would take.
And horse still a creature can walk through a teleportation
Bear
circle
in mind,
just like anyone else.
That's if you spend all day walking, and aren't accosted by armies of drow.
Mm-hmm.
The drow will get to Macroot before we even get to Holmdon.
I mean, wouldn't the drow get to Macroot before it's how many days travel from here to Southhelm? 4 days? 2 days?
2 days.
Yeah, they'd be halfway there, wouldn't they?
Ish. Keep in mind they're
2.5
fighting on the way
days.
there and pillaging as they go.
Oh, if
which
they
will slow
aren't
them
already,
down a bit.
yeah, it depends on how fast they've already made
Can
it.
we
then
And
just
bear in mind,
send
much distance they've already
recruit
passed.
has defenses,
Can,
and those will serve as force multipliers.
can we sending someone in Macroot to tell them to evacuate?
Where are they going to evacuate to?
The only good person we know in Recruit is the Yandala person, right?
No, you know
The-
the clerics.
They're not good people.
No, the two clerics that don't believe in gods.
Oh. They're about as useless as the freaking dragon hunters
One
were.
of those was a paladin.
They
and
were
they're
level
about
one.
as useless
But-
as dragon hunters were.
But if
they
they
can
can,
still warn people.
yeah, and then at least we've done something.
Because
Who's gonna believe them? Of anyone,
They might
who's
not.
gonna believe them?
All they have to do is get a soldier out there, sent out there, to look and then see an army approaching and then come back.
Yeah, because even if they don't really have a place to evacuate, they're gonna want to hide all the kids somewhere.
At least we'll have done something. It's better than doing
Well,
nothing.
I mean, the Temple of Yondala that we had the orphans in after we were attacked by the assassins.
That one's
Is she a good person or no?
You could try for someone else
far
on the
as I
council.
remember.
Someone else on the council other than that one cleric.
Yeah.
She's wanted now by that dude.
My old appearance is wanted,
They'll recognize your voice.
Yep.
However,
but they'll associate it with someone else. Well, me, but not.
Well, they won't see anything, will they?
No, but
They'll hear your voice.
And
yeah.
they only heard your voice once, and they're hearing a voice in their heads. It's
did.
not. It's
Where's
it's
Kiko?
not unreasonable for them to believe that it's someone else, or that it's someone they don't know, or someone they only met in passing, or like they wouldn't. It'd be a check, but it's not guaranteed that they'll recognize. Oh, that's the voice of that person I met like a week ago.
Like
Yeah.
if there's any clerics of
There
any
was-
council members of Tempest or not Tempest
Thor.
not Thor. I'm blanking.
Yandala?
Nope. The scales god. The god that holds the scales.
Calendar? No.
Oh.
No.
Truth and justice. It was the triumvirate. The Helm, Tyr, and Torm. One of those. I think it's Tyr. His symbol is scales.
Mm.
Truth and justice.
I believe so. Yes.
If there's any of those guys there, they
You
might
have
be
to.
able to.
Have
There's
met them
probably
already.
not though.
There
In the
was
council.
that
In the council.
There's probably
the
not. It's
soldier
mostly-
lady that was in
There-
the meeting
that-
area, right?
That McFruit doesn't have as balanced a council as
Ah.
Vigra does.
I would do the soldier.
Yeah, there was a soldier in the meeting room, right?
Yeah.
Who she was like a head general or something along those lines.
Yes.
Say that you're from Sir Devegra.
Okay.
Send in Devegra first, find out roughly where the army is, if Devegra's alive, and then say that you're from Sir Devegra, and that the city's fallen, and that Macroot needs to be prepared.
Okay.
Or maybe we could even have Vagra sending someone in Macru.
If she's alive, yeah. But there's a potential, that's a 3rd level spell, and she's probably fighting.
Yeah,
If she is alive.
That's true.
Yeah, well, I wish I could be more help here, but I can't really do anything. My home is down south, so basically I'm along wherever you guys decide to go, because I'm not gonna really leave to help fight my country's problems alone.
I will. What do you want me to say exactly to Vigra?
Ask her, well, if she's alive, you'll be able to connect with her. Ask her what we can do to help with the drow problem.
Okay, I'll ask that. Yeah.
And that's all we can do.
Cast sending and ask Vigra if it even connects. If she's alive.
It does connect.
Okay, and just ask her
Because we don't know
what
what's
we
going
can do
on.
about the drow problem. What's been going on?
25 words. Okay.
Well, so
Reese's
glad
like,
you
I
asked.
can do this.
I also added in the back of the message, I can cast this again if you need me to.
I'm just gonna start counting. Drow being held at bay. Thanks to Dawn Spear.
So we're good for now.
Under siege. Other armies going south and east. Not just drow fighting. Joined by walking armor suits.
Oh no.
What does that mean?
Warforged?
Oh,
Shit.
like I forgot his name. The
Plant?
plant, no, well, plant, yeah. But the other one,
They
the
stole,
one that,
they must have
the brain dead
stolen
one.
them from Millsville.
or
Yamfoodle.
Oh.
Namfoodle.
They must have stolen them from Millsville.
Wait, Warforged, or different?
She's describing walking suits of armor.
Okay.
That could be literal walking suits of armor.
Which is, yeah.
the Millsville
Millsville had a Warforged factory set up.
Yeah.
They were working on a Warforged
Oh,
They're
factory.
keeping
I
them
thought
at bay.
you
We
said
might,
they were
we
like
could
big,
alert.
giant
Maybe
Recruit.
mechanical
another.
things.
No, not they. She described a walking suit of armor, not a Warforged Colossus.
No, that's what
Yeah.
back in
Yeah.
Millsville. I thought you said that they're
Yeah, I
not
thought they were constructs.
Warforged. They're constructs.
They
That looked like coconuts.
There were some of them that were very, like...
essentially they were prototype versions that were
Oh.
less organic than the proper versions.
Gotcha.
The current versions, like Plant, the most advanced versions of them, have the characteristic mix of magic / organic fluid with metal armor on the outside.
Okay.
So
For the next sending, ask her what we can do to help, and ask her if she can send a sending to a leader and recruit, not the cleric of Yandala.
Yeah, I'll mention that. And very, very, very,
She's like, oh, let me just send in my bestie.
And I will mention as the part of not the guy, the head
not the priest.
priest of Yandala, he kind of follows an evil sea god instead.
Yeah, I meant the orphanage lady, not him. When I said, okay, you mentioned this guy. Is she good?
Yes, freaking Dragon was like, oh, that guy, he and I are besties, man. We go way back.
He's evil.
He's evil, and we're cool with that.
Okay.
Just what can we do to help? Is the most
I have ideas. I'm trying to put myself in Vagra's head.
So, Trissa, what did she mean by she'd give you the gift to feel?
Einir is currently receiving the sending, and this seems like not the best time.
Okay.
See, she's cold-hearted. She wants to
Reinforcement.
give her something that she can, be a little more kind.
That counts as a word.
I said it to you by accident.
Find out why they're fighting.
for the Dawn Spear.
Stop it at the source.
Question mark?
like frick, I don't.
Confused emoji.
Hi guys, we're
Kill
going back
them all?
to South Dakota.
I mean,
And then I tried the clerics I know. They haven't listened yet.
Shit.
Will continue.
do we want to message the soldier lady?
No.
Probably not. If
She
one of
won't.
the 12 heroes.
And they are
Couldn't-
listening,
yeah.
then. Oh, Millsville. Let the guy at the head of Millsville know.
Okay.
How many level spell slots do you have?
And
Enough.
She hasn't used
Sorcery
any.
points.
She has
yeah.
used invisibility
Yeah.
twice now.
Yeah, but she's got sorcery
Yeah.
points. And
I
she can
literally
move
have
stuff
swapped around
around.
sorcery points, and I'm still at. I swapped around sorcery
You
points,
get
and I'm back
7
up.
sorcery
I'm
points
back up
instead.
to.
What
I'm
are
back up
sorcery
to
points
full
for
all
if
three
not
levels.
to cast sending 20 times, you know?
Okay, so
Yeah.
who are you gonna sending?
And I
The
also
guy in
maybe
Millsville and more
foolishly
than
like
about
to
the
think
drow.
that we're
Which
somewhat
guy in
safe at
Millsville?
my mom's
The
house.
leader of Millsville.
They
like,
had a spokesman.
three
Is that the guy you
separate
mean?
entities.
Sure, the guy we talked to.
Okay, I need to look up him real quick. Garth?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's from so fucking long ago.
Our
Okay.
our
what was his
friend
voice?
in low places.
What do you say to them?
Just there are
Jesus.
I'm glad you called.
drow coming with an army. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I invited them.
What?
Fucking bitch.
Say hello to the leader of the war-forged armies of the Drow. Mwah! The rest of the words is just evil laughter. Mwah!
So
well,
we're-
are you glad we
seriously?
sending him? Because now we know.
Now we know where to go.
very
and
much
attack.
is bragging about that.
Okay, so we're gonna go kill him.
Garth, yep, he was working with the warlord Sedek from Lower Grash.
Nice.
Oh, they're written here.
Was he working with the Naked Birdman?
No, what? No, there are so many evil people. No, he admitted just now that he's leading the army of the Warforged with the Drow, and that he was working with them from the beginning.
That's why whenever we fucking sending him, we're like, hey, are they there? He's like, nah,
Nope.
haven't seen him.
Fucking
As the
bitch.
Drow army is marching through.
Fuck him.
Our enemy in low places.
Jesus.
So
Yet another betrayal.
So we're just gonna set that place on fire, right?
who else?
Oh, I can't.
I
I
can
don't
get-
know any of my people, so the the centaur lady,
I don't think that's
She said she didn't want people to.
the centaur lady's apprentice.
why.
I don't.
I didn't give me
no,
a good
it's
reason.
for,
I'm
uh,
using spell slots.
To let her sourcing points, but to let her know about
Sorcery
the
points are spell
issue
slots.
going on in the Feywild, to see if she can,
Go to the face.
If no, if she knows any ranger conclaves,
well, you make your choice.
you can do both.
Both. I like to say both.
His name is
It's
Thal.
Is there
His name's Thal.
Thal?
just basically that. Like
Do you
Stuff with the
do you or Falvin know of any ranger conclaves, and do you know what's happening in the Feywild right now? Ranger conclaves on the material plane.
yes,
Specify.
Oh,
I will specify.
It's like, oh yeah, I know like 50 billion. They're all in the Feywild, but I mean, he is just fucking you up, huh?
well, I mean, yeah, you have sending, the worst spell.
It's not the worst
It's the
spell.
best spell.
I have up to 8 sendings right now. I think that's how I did the math.
I hate all of you.
I have, what was that, 8 third level spells slots and 1 first.
Oh, so you're
Okay,
asking
you're
him
injured, by the
about,
way.
okay, he would.
My max HP is reduced, so.
I have to waste this first level somehow.
Okay. Do fire. What's first levels do you have?
He some let's see, so Ranger Conclave he knows, and then what's going on in the Feywild right now?
Yeah.
Does
Okay.
he know what's going on, or what's going on? I don't know.
Feywild chaos?
Yeah.
No courts here. Hard to tell.
Okay.
I know some Gloomstalkers.
They won't help. Gloomstalkers might help in boss.
in
Gloomstalkers have such a fucking advantage right now.
And
like I
in-
said, it might help in boss.
Benbull.
What?
Okay, let me make sure I'm doing the right thing.
I cast Mage Armor. Because I need to waste this first level somehow.
Now, just in case we get attacked, you'll have no spells, but you'll have
Perfect.
mage armor.
I'll have Firebolt.
Where are the Gloomstalkers?
The Gloomstalkers? Oh, in the Underdark.
Yeah, they're not.
They're the
Cunts.
Gloomstalkers are Underdark.
Bitch.
That's their conclave.
He mentioned like, hey, I know some.
They're fighting with the Drow right now.
I mean, they're all dead, but I mean, I know one.
Give me a moment.
So, Ashley, do you remember how you were saying, wow, I like this game, but I feel like there are just a little bit too many choices.
Yeah.
And Reese is like, I hear ya.
There's 12
Here's
more.
more.
I don't remember this. You never said this. I never heard this.
What he heard when you said that is, more choices. Please, for the love of God.
Just
all the
paralysis.
choices.
He's like, I'm
in
going to teach you to make
Benville,
decisions.
Monster Slayers.
Ooh.
Where's Benville?
It's basically direct, right smack dab in the middle of land, east of Sturtevegro, west of Nesson's Keep, north of Kelvin.
Oh.
So we'd have to go through there to get to Sturtevegro.
Yeah. Well, we're not. Or we should stop by Millsville first and just destroy that fucking place. Burn it to the ground.
And don't forget the...
We can take all the crystals out of the constructs.
Sending again.
What? That's my second sending.
Not just what? Ask
I
him what.
shouldn't tell you about this.
Oh my god, stop wasting words, you cuck.
In Ungarad, there are wyverns.
Unguarded.
Directly south of Benville. Tamed wyvern. Tamed wyverns.
Air
Guys?
quotes comes through the sending.
Yeah.
We have wyvern riders?
Wyvern mounts.
Wyveriders.
Wyvern riders. We got it.
Let's go get
I like
let's
that
go
one
get
better.
wyvern mounts.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Or we can go back and steal the baby
They're not gonna happen.
Are those griffins or hippogriffs?
They're
Where we
hippogriffs.
were.
hippogriffs.
Hippogriffs and griffins.
Hippogriffs are
they
easier
were both.
to tame.
Griffins eat hippogriffs.
Yep, there are griffins on the
Hippogriffs?
other side of the mountain. There are hippogriffs on the side that we went.
It
on.
just
So-
are you want to
hippogriffs are
steal
easier
some
to
baby
tame.
hippogriffs to tame?
Do you not already have enough pets between you?
No. No such thing.
They want a menagerie, but they didn't want to become Beastmaster Rangers.
It's fun.
So they don't get the mechanical upsides of having pets.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like the worst of all the subclasses. For
It is, unless you're like the new Beastmaster guys.
Oh, yeah,
You're doing the new Beastmasters.
The variant Beastmasters that actually have like bonus action attack beasts.
Okay.
I've heard of a conclave across the sea, across the other to the other side of the world, where they have new Beastmasters.
So we're good with going to Southhelm and teleporting to Holmden?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Einir, would you be able to help me real quick? I do want to take a look at this vampire blood before I go to sleep.
Do you need guidance?
Is there a reason we're going to Holmden? I forgot everything that was happening. 'cause
We're going to
I
Holmden
don't have it written
to petition
petition
I
for
feel
help
like
for
that might
a few
Building.
things.
be easier if we do the recruit thing. Because if I have some amount of
There's also the fiend hunters.
Sway.
On Holmden.
We've
Okay.
got like 4 things that going to Holmden might help for. Plus, we've got 2 things going on if we go to Nesson's Keep.
Yeah, and it sounds like a lot of talky stuff, so I don't think I'll be able to help much, but I'm there for the ride.
The Holmden is also home to a lot of magical items. So if we needed to, say, stock up
or sell the ones that we
or
have.
sell the useless shit that you guys insist on hoarding, that would be a good place for it.
I'm sorry, but if you
I'm
ever
not
if you ever
judging.
lose your
I'm
leg,
sorry if
then-
that came off as judgmental. It's because it is, but I'm not trying to be.
all right, if you ever
To
lose
be
your
fair,
leg,
we have a problem.
We haven't been anywhere where we could actually sell this shit, and I've been trying to for so long.
We can sell that wand.
where?
The one of conducting.
Yes.
Where?
For the love of God.
Holmden.
Yeah,
For the
we
love
haven't
of
been
God.
anywhere that we could sell it yet.
I know. I'm saying we
With
could.
that guidance,
Gotcha.
can I go
When
ahead
we go
and
to
take a
Holmden.
look at the vampire blood?
Intelligence poisonous kid.
Is it gonna use it?
Not if you don't want to, but you won't get as much information if you don't.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use one of the 3 vials
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
in order to do that.
Total.
The total.
Roll
The
the
total.
Can I help?
Nope, it's already rolled for.
Oof.
Is it a 1?
Yeah.
Nice.
12. But it was a nat 1.
It's a skill check, isn't it?
Yeah.
I lied. I don't have 6, or I don't have 8. 3rd level. I have 6, and 1 first.
Oh God, only 6. Only 6 uses of sending. Let's imagine that is any other 3rd level spell. Only 6 uses of revivify. Oh
And that's
God.
after using 2 level 2 spells.
Mhm.
Nice.
So I could have had 1 more,
Gotcha.
God.
Okay.
because the transfer from spell
2
slots to sorcery points.
possibilities
sorcery
from
points to
this.
spell slots is off.
Mm-hmm.
Regenerative potion. something that turns people into vampires. A way of turning someone into a vampire.
Can I turn it into a regenerative potion?
You can try.
Does it seem like this is the kind of thing that'll sell for some good monies?
Perhaps you shouldn't mention that it's a vampire potion when you try and do so.
Well, no, like sell it as an ingredient so that people know what they're getting.
Oh,
Like, hey, here are 2 things that you could use it for.
here's some vampire blood.
Yeah, buy it from me, like as an ingredient, as a nice expensive ingredient.
It would be a specialty product, but you could try.
Yeah, so like if I went to just randomly Savant's Suspicious Stews, if I just happened
Don't
to go
like
there,
that guy.
I'm not going to go in there and sell it to him. I'm going to go to someone in Holmdon, but if I wanted to.
You probably could, yes.
Okay, do I have any sort of estimate based on my natural 12? Somewhere between 1 and 35,000 gold.
Somewhere.
It's somewhere in that range. He's like, yeah, it's in that.
We should ask Derek.
It is a very potent thing. However, it is not.
It's not a master vampire's
It is
blood.
a spawn. Vampire spawn's blood, which makes it significantly less valuable.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be. I would call it an uncommon to rare level ingredient.
Okay. Alright, I'm content. Is there anything else that we need to discuss, or are we sleeping
I
and
would be-
traveling?
I would start setting up beds for people.
Grabbing some of those spare beds out. All right.
I don't imagine we have actual like too many actual spare
During
beds,
while you've
but,
been
like,
conversing, your mother's just kind of like, well, I can't contribute to this. Let me go ahead and grab some plates real quick, brush them off with the running water that we apparently have.
Carvahall's a lot more advanced than we gave it credit for.
Wash them in the wash pan with the rag. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Set them up to dry. Because they're made of wood. That's what they would be made of. Hey. And then just kind of, so the two of you begin getting stuff set up. So what are the two of you going to be doing? She, after a moment, she kind of like, can you work on this for a bit?
Yeah.
All right. What do you guys?
Is there a stable here? No, there's no stable.
No, there aren't any farm animals, unfortunately. Not any like pulling animals. There's
Is
like
there a post?
and pit.
Yeah.
Wait, don't we have a magical post that we can stick into the ground?
The one that emits the beacon of light.
No, the immovable rod.
I mean, you
but
could also
it's
just
not
ask
that.
him. You could
Oh,
also
I
just
forgot I
ask him
gave
to
you an
stay.
immovable rod.
Huh?
You could also
I'm
just ask him
scared.
to stay and he'll stay.
Oh, I know. I just wanted to see if there was a stable.
You could like tie him to a door. There's not really much of a place for to put. No. There would be a pole to which to tie. You can tie
He's
animals.
looking for shelter, not a pole.
Yeah,
Oh, for shelter.
because it's cold outside, and it's getting colder by the day.
We
And
can
we
throw.
don't
We
have
can just
shelter.
throw a
We should have
winter
gotten
cloak
the
on him.
horse blanket.
I'll just build a fire outside and stay out there the entire night.
That works. All right. As the caverns kind of break in from the table, Bronwyn's mother goes to specifically you and kind of, can we talk? Just for a moment.
Okay.
Kind of takes you off into the corner. Just like not somewhere where you would feel dangerous, like where is the stranger leading me, but in a private place.
Yeah.
And you kind of, are you all right?
No.
I didn't think so. Why did you run away?
I point to the ground where my shadow is now back. This wasn't there before. This is my fear.
Mhm.
I wasn't afraid until literally an hour ago. Everything we've done since this is gone has just come back to me. I am terrified.
So why did you run away?
I needed time to think.
From what I can see, and I haven't seen very much, she gives just a bit of just the smallest of dirty glances. Most of the people here, they seem to care for each other, and I think that they would care for you. And I think that if you are that frightened of something, it could never hurt to give them a chance to help. Now don't bother using your angst on me. I've heard all of it before. So I'm just going to go ahead and walk away and finish setting up your bed, which you will be sleeping in tonight.
Oh, fuck no. Not happening.
It'll be in a corner though.
You don't think Baldwin's going to help me out on this?
You can try.
You'll get a blanket.
That's fine.
Good.
I'm still sleeping in a corner. Not on a bed.
In a warm blanket.
Yes.
Deal. She, with a look of just a, not like she's won, but with almost an air of just slight pride, strolls over and helps you get out, and she grabs the wooliest, warmest blanket and tosses it over to Einir. I'm imagining like it's like a pink blanket with flowers on it, and like Einir's just like this cold, dark creature inside this adorable blanket that's so freaking warm. What are you guys doing?
I was looking at
The poison.
Blood, yeah.
Blood, yes. And then
I just, after I built the fire, just sit down outside and sit there the entire night next to Horst.
Every minute my owl just pecks you with guidance. It's just sitting next to you on the ground and every second.
So are you
Are you still awake?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of get really close to the owl. If you do that one more time, I will snap your skinny little neck.
Do you want guidance?
No, I already did the thing.
Okay.
I rolled a nat 1. No guidance on this earth could help. No, but it did help. It gave me a little bit of information. I'm not going to do anything with the blood. I'm just going to sell it because I don't think I want to risk. Because I got a
experiment with the blood.
Look, man, I got a poisoner's
with
kit,
blood.
and he was saying like regenerative shit, and that's not my forte.
Are you saying that you wouldn't want to have the features that you can't go somewhere unless you're invited, and can't cross running water, and are repelled by garlic? That doesn't sound good to you?
I mean,
Wait,
does it turn?
vampires can't cross running
Does it straight turn someone into a
No,
vampire?
not the coffin.
Or does
They're
it
harmed by running water.
does it just straight turn someone into a vampire, or does it give them all of this
I've
negative
never heard that
effects?
one before. That's fucking
It's water.
wild.
Depends how
the
good you are.
vampires.
Yes.
You could be turned into a vampire with all of the negative effects, just get the negative effects, or get the positive and negative effects, or you could
waterboard them underneath the water.
have nothing happen to you, or you could turn into a proper vampire
So
and like go to CR 13.
Because it'd be kind of funny if we turned Mother into a vampire, but like she didn't get the vampire cool stuff. She just got the shit vampire stuff.
She's just allergic to garlic now.
She can't walk into rooms without being invited. She like sees you there. She's like, son of a bitch.
Let's do it.
She'd pay. We build like a moat of running water outside a house, and she's repelled forever.
They take 20 points of radiant damage if they end their
Jesus.
turn in running water.
Holy shit.
So we just need something thick enough that it would kill her.
or someone to cast water ball or
Water
tidal-
ball.
tidal-
Fireball,
tidal
but
wave.
worse.
Tidal wave.
Oh, gross. That's an 8th level spell.
Yep.
All right. So you all are bedding down for the night.
What were little spells?
Some of you
That's the same
outside,
thing, right?
some of you inside, but all of you warm.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I'm in my blindingly white get up in front of the
Oh my
fire.
god.
Oh, forget it.
I hate it.
You alone keep the Periton at bay.
Just like hang that in the middle of town somewhere so the Periton stays away.
Occasionally you see your Bloodhawk the Third.
Blood
Fly.
Falcon.
Blood Falcon.
Falcon? I
You,
keep on getting
you
it
got
wrong.
it. You got it wrong every
There are
single
so
time.
many
Blood
birds.
Raven, you said Blood Hawk.
Look, Blood Raven's a thing, though.
Yes, but you said Blood Falcon the Third when you were introducing him.
That's the important one. You can
I
see your
think
friend
multiple of
Bloodbird.
us have it written down.
Bloodbird.
BF3.
Big Bird.
BF3. That's
Big bird, I like that.
BF3.
Bloodhawks
flying
are a
around,
thing in
keeping
D&D.
watch.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Blood Raven's a Game of Thrones thing. Do you want to keep watch regardless, any of you, or are you just gonna bed down for the night? Do you want to do anything with that?
With what? No, I just gonna leave it in for
I
now.
want to make sure.
I'm
We're
just
just
happy to
talking
be home, and I'm
What?
gonna
Nothing.
just bed down for
Just,
the night.
Okay.
just like that.
Oh,
Fall
never mind. I know what you're
asleep.
talking about.
I will, for the first 2 hours, kind of glance outside just to make sure he's still alive out there, and then I'll go to sleep.
What about on here?
She probably just can't fall asleep for a good long while.
Is she too warm to fall asleep?
Is she going to get
No.
exhaustion?
No.
She's just not having a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could make you sleep.
Please don't.
Oh, I don't have to sleep anymore, sorry.
Aha.
You can't
I think
make
you have
me
too many
sleep.
hit points for me to sleep you anyway.
Yeah, let's see. How many
Fucking
hit points
plus
do I
3
have?
con over
55?
here. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, I
51,
wouldn't, I
sorry.
wouldn't be able to make you sleep. And not unless I beat you to a bloody pulp beforehand.
I'd like to talk to horse. Speak with animals.
Okay.
Just ask him what's up.
So sorry. Once you wanted to get him over to the fire, he's like, okay. Kind of walks over.
So what's going on, horse?
Horse.
What did that person mean to you? The hag, the mind flare hag. Come on, horse. I'll reach in my pocket for something to eat.
Persuasion check.
Just
Persuasion.
some. Yeah, I'm working on it. some rations.
An animal handling check.
Oh yeah, this
Damn.
one's actually better.
Lucky duck.
That one's only an 11. No, it's a 9.
Oof.
I am not an animal handler because I don't need that.
Kind of you guys slowly reaches forward and whispers horse before gnawing the food.
Horse.
You're turning
We're
into
gonna
him,
figure
damn
out
it.
what's happening, horse. We're going to. I understand. I had a fear too that when she came, like I tried to pull you back behind the house where I was at, but you just stayed there. We'll figure it out eventually. I'm gonna poke. I'm gonna poke where the red dot is. Just gonna poke that.
He whispers to you, "Thank you."
Mm-hmm.
Horse.
Now I got a
He
very
hears
good
our
idea
awes
of what's
from
going on with horse. Yeah, that is. Do I have a good idea of what's going on with him now?
Maybe.
I'll talk to you afterwards.
I don't know.
Hag cursed, where a remove curse would not fix a hag curse.
You keep on giving me good ideas.
Damn it!
Like, Alyssa and I have just casually come up with like 5 different horse origin stories. How many origin stories are there?
Horse is a dragon.
I found a great meme, and it was like a talking horse because his father was a minotaur and his mother was a centaur, and so his
Yep,
sister
those are the wrong
his
halves.
sister is fully human.
That's just a messed up. Ugh.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Reverse centaur.
Maybe.
It's just a horse head with a person's body. Not even the arms, just the legs. Just a horse head and man's legs.
Then I'll just go to sleep.
All right.